Don't turn the radio. Senseless killing from dusk till dawn. Don't turn the radio. I'm afraid to turn on the radio. For I know exactly what the radio is gonna say. It's gonna say.
1212 Radio Culture. Thank you very much for staying with us. Welcome to the Sunday live stream, our weekly live stream, where we bring you matters of utmost importance. Today, we will be bringing you two solid interviews, all things being equal. That's from Studio 1 alone. And then from Studio 2, another solid interview from the man called Mbak the General. As things are right now, I'm reaching you from Studio 1, Texas, USA. My name is Kwesi Eson Bako, and I will be taking on those two interviews. First interview will be about the community service bill. Such great news. The community service bill has come to help strengthen and I would say reinforce criminal justice delivery, if we can call it that. Yes, but you know what I'm talking about. The criminal justice system in Ghana is all punitive. Lock people up, lock people up, lock people up. Now, Parliament has introduced a new bill where the justice system will be handing down non-custodial sentences for minor offenses, especially those under 3 years. What that means is that if there are some offenses that are committed by some people for which punishment originally would have been about 3 years or less, the judge would have the discretion to offer a non-custodial sentence. And what does a non-custodial sentence mean? It means that the person would not go to jail, but they will be eligible to serve a community service term. I think that's fabulous news, but who else to break this down for us than my guest, who is currently locked up in a very tight security meeting, but will be joining us as promised. His name is Honorable Peter Lanchene Tobu. Now, this man is a policeman, trained policeman, and is now serving as a member of parliament. Who better to speak to on a topic like the community service bill? Honorable Peter Lanchene Tobu will be my guest on the show today, and we will be discussing the community service bill which has been passed by Parliament and is waiting assent by the President, John Dramani Mahama. Yes, indeed. And then in the second interview, the trials and the tribulations of Chairman Wontumi continue. As things happen, I met Chairman Wontumi, short story. I met Chairman Wontumi in Philadelphia some years ago. Many years ago, they were actually in opposition at the time. This was before Nana Addo's epoch, right? And from the conversation I had with him, he seemed to harbor some kind of, hurt. Let me just call it that, hurt, that his equipment had been seized by the Mahama government, etc., etc., etc. Fast forward, they came to power. Faster forward, the man is in jail now. What happened in between those times? Now, currently, what's going on with Chairman Wontumi and his issues? One issue has him in jail right now. He has several other in the pipeline, which are being pursued by the Attorney General. And also, there are some nuances about this issue that we want to find out. I am particularly interested in why the NPP, as the new Patriotic Party, has decided to take over the cases from his lawyers. We will find that out. And you know who better to speak with than Paul Grave. Paul Grave, what's the full name? Please give me the full name in this room. Wachidankwa, my apologies. Paul Grave Wachidankwa is a spokesperson for Chairman Wontumi, and he'll be joining us to speak about what is the current status of the issues going on with Chairman Wontumi. Our first interview, however, as I indicated, will be with the Honorable Peter Lanchena Togo. And Studio 2 will also be bringing us an interview with a representative from the base movement. The base movement, what are their plans? Are they trying to metamorphose into a full-blown political party? How are they doing that without the express consent of the man that they have chosen to lead them, Kennedy Ohene Ejapong? What is going on in the base movement? We'll find out in the interview with Mbakti General from Studio 2 today. In the meantime, please take and stay. We'll also bring you the rest of the show, Agriculture. On Agriculture, Ati Moses Lolo and Rootsman will bring you the concluding part, I think, of their series on piggery, on pig rearing. They're going to bring you the final part in English and in G. Stick and stay for that also. And then, of course, we will also have arts and culture, where the man called King K will bring us some very interesting news. We'll be breaking down what happened at the Shatawale event in the UK, what led to its cancellation, and all of that. That's with King K on the show today. Please don't go. And of course, we have GH Reports with a man called Justice Mafu. Justice Mafu will be bringing us GH Reports today. In the meantime, we're still waiting for our first guest. And why don't I take the time to knock out the editorial while we do that, right? Let's go for this very short break. When we come back, the editorial will be airborne. Newsroom, please take us on a short break. Once we come back, I'll bring you the editorial before we bring you our first.
Ayana Yahweh, Whoa, Zayana Yahweh, Whoa, Zayana Way, Whoa, Zayana Yahweh. Yo, listen, man, my name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Kwesi back when the occasion calls for it. You are watching iCulture TV. Keep it locked. iCulture TV. Africa from African perspective.
Welcome to Tucson Hotel, your ultimate home away from home. Located in the serene town of Ejisu Ichakrum, just off the Jabin Road, we offer you a haven of comfort and luxury. Step into our fully air-conditioned 40 bedrooms, where modern elegance meets convenience. Whether you choose our normal, standard, deluxe standard, or executive rooms, each one is equipped with Wi-Fi and DSTV, ensuring that you stay connected and entertained throughout your stay. Indulge your taste buds at our exquisite bar and restaurant, where our skilled chefs prepare a wide range of culinary delight to satisfy every palate. From local delicacies to international favorites, we have something for everyone. Planning a business meeting or a special event? Look no further than our state-of-the-art conference hall. With a capacity to accommodate 80 to 100 people, it is the perfect venue for your corporate gatherings or social celebrations. But that's not all. We proudly boast the largest recreational center in the Ejisu municipality. With a capacity to accommodate up to 2,000 people, it is the ideal location for concerts, weddings, and other grand events. It comes with 4 fully air-conditioned bedrooms and a kitchen as one package. Our luxury cars are also available for rent. Drive like a boss. To experience true hospitality and unmatched comfort, contact us today. Our friendly staff is ready to assist you. You can reach us at 0244 654 458, 0246 505 327, or 0241 418645. You can also email us at info@tucsonhotel@gmail.com. Tucson Hotel, your home away from home.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you very much for staying. My name is Kwesi Eson Bakon. I come in peace. I come not to please. Welcome to the editorial. For today's consideration, the Community Service Bill. And I had originally planned to do the editorial after I had spoken with my guest for today. Also because I believe it would, give me a better understanding of what I'm going to say right now. Regardless, I'm going to say what I know, and hopefully, if you stay with us, my guest will then top up what I am going to say about the Community Service Bill. Many years ago, as a student in the University of Ghana, we started heavy advocacy for the Community Service Bill, right? We weren't calling it a bill at the time. We were just trying to draw the attention of the governors of the country to the senselessness of keeping people in jail for certain offenses, right? We were trying to draw the attention to best practices in certain countries where the justice system is supposed to be reformatory rather than punitive. Of course, I believe that certain crimes have to be punished. As in, the person who committed the crime has to be made to face some heavy retribution, if not for anything at all, to serve as a deterrent for others. I believe in that. However, I'm also a heavy believer in the fact that things happen, right? People make mistakes. People are misguided. People have mental issues. People have a whole litany of reasons why they may find themselves embroiled in the criminal justice system. For which reason, we should not always focus only on the punitive aspect of the justice system. The justice system should have room for reformative justice. We should have room for people to reform, especially when it is clear that the person has made an unguided mistake. I am a true believer in that, right? Because people can make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Growing up, sitting here speaking to you today, sometimes I reflect on some of the wrong moves I made while growing up. Some of the things I did, which perhaps, perhaps, if the law had caught up with me, it would have sent my life in a different trajectory. But I don't see myself as a bad person at all, right? Let me bring in the example of Nurse Richard. And for the Nurse Richard case, we are still on this case. Something is not right with the way justice is delivered for the poor people of this country. Something is not right. And we're going to get in there. Justice, please remind me, we have to return to the Nurse Richard case. Who is Nurse Richard? Nurse Richard is a young guy a nurse, right? Young male nurse, very famous in his community, very beloved in his community, very well loved in his community. Now, he was arrested, he was apprehended, let me say, by police who were accusing him of possessing marijuana. Now, within being pulled aside on suspicion of possessing marijuana, 2 hours later, Nurse Richard was dead. You heard that right. Dead. In between, there are stories of extortion, of the police wanting to, take money from him and all of that. Now, what I'm saying is this. Nurse Richard paid the extreme end of the price. He died. In between there are people who are arrested for things like that. Now, Nurse Richard was an asset to his community. So somebody does something which is not too crazy, and then they get apprehended and get kept away for a long time on the bill. What's newsroom? Is everything okay? Okay, all right. Sorry about that. I think my monitor has a bit of a delay. So basically, what I'm saying is this: Nurse Richard has to pay the ultimate price for something that is. How does someone has to die for possessing a certain amount of marijuana when in other countries, including this country where I am today, marijuana is being sold in stores and regulated? People, let's think sometimes. A while ago, apeteshi was contraband. A while ago, the British brought laws that we could not sell apeteshi. And we accepted that without any questions, right? And apeteshi, that's actually how apeteshi got its name. Akekpeteshi. Una, they take high. That's how apeteshi got its name. Apeteshi was contraband. Now, many years later, after the British had left, or maybe even before they left, I'm not sure when apeteshi became legal, but somehow apeteshi is now traded freely and drunk and used for all different types of purposes. So I think it's about time to have a common sense discussion about the status of something like marijuana, right? How come the marijuana in Ghana make people crazy and the marijuana in the United States is sold for medicinal purposes? Let's have a common sense discussion about that. But let me not digress. Let me redirect to the community services bill, right? Now, The whole point was that if somebody like Nurse Richard is even apprehended and has a certain call to answer, right? Or if people are caught with certain little sentences, so somebody who stole a tuber of yam from somebody's farm, and it could be proven that maybe he was hungry, too hungry, and they didn't have anything to eat. It's something like that. I'm not condoning taking without asking. I'm just saying that certain types of offenses should qualify for a certain retributive, stratum where you're not keeping somebody away for so many years because they stole a tuber of yam. And that's exactly what I was saying. Somebody is caught with, and then they end up with years and years and years in prison. Remember, let's do a simple math, or let's do a simple analysis, I should say. A kid or a young person, 18 to 25 years old, ripe, ready, strong to serve his country, makes a mistake, right? I won't define the mistake. I've given you a few examples. But let's say somebody like that makes a mistake along the lines of what Nurse Richard was being accused of. Let's even say that. And this person is put before the criminal justice system, and the laws define, or the laws suggest 10 years, 8 years, 5 years, stuff like that. For somebody who's maybe come out of university, somebody who's a nurse, an asset to his community like Nurse Richard, sentenced to say a 10-year term because of something minor. Once they're in there, the government did spend money educating Nurse Richard, mind you, and I'm just using Nurse Richard to represent the offender, in quotes here, right? The government has spent money educating such a person, only to put them in jail at a time when they are ready to serve their country. And by the time they come out, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, whatever, they have an ex-convict tag, number one. Number two, they have lost the prime years of their youth when they were supposed to be gearing up to serve their nation. This 25-year-old now is 35 years old, armed with only the skills that the prison offered, sawing wood or plastering walls and stuff like that, which is okay. But who would hire somebody who comes to them with a certificate issued by the Ghana Prison Service? So you have messed up their future. This is why the community service bill is a must. And this is why I'm commending Parliament today for bringing this matter back up and passing the bill. And I know the difficult part has been done. I know I'm expecting the president to assent to it anytime soon, right? And I thank the president for having prison reform on his mind. President came to power. We all saw him bump up the feeding allowance from I was about to say $1, from 1 cedi 50 pesos, something like that, to 5 cedi, something like that. It's still not that adequate, but come to think of it, it's a quantum leap. So at least people can feed better. The next thing we need to look at for the plight of prisoners is where they sleep, how they sleep. That system of having people sleep in the same cell next to excuse my French, shit bucket, that's primitive. That's very primitive. Parliament, let's do something about that, okay? Let's go the extra mile. Let's pass laws that would reform the entire prison system. We're not saying say build Golden Tulip or Novotel over there, but make it a little more comfortable. I've worked in a prison before here in the United States. I have, right? Now, if you see the food the prisoners eat, some of the staff eat the food too, because it's standard food. The government is making sure that you don't serve trash to somebody who's in jail only because they're in jail. They may be innocent. There are people who are in there on remand. Chachuchi Kata was in jail, right? And then he came out and his case was acquitted and discharged. So if somebody's in jail doesn't make them any less of a human being or lesser of a human being. We have to be very aware of that. We have to. So Parliament, thank you very much for bringing up the Community Services Bill, where if somebody makes a mistake or does something that is punishable by, say, 3 years or less, the judge has the discretion to offer them community service. Now, let me also tell you what community service will do. You know how much money was paid to, and I don't mean to make anybody the subject here, but Zoom Lion. See how much money was being paid to Zoom Lion to clean the streets and so on, and how much was paying our mothers and so on. Now we have community service people. What will be by there? Any senka okuria. It's a said ukwa to ifiase. Na sendi sika akwa share will be with fiase for 3 years. No, it's nonsense. You make that person go and weed along the Pine China. Seka ni na highway na se ba. Ye hook this way because away for too much. You send those people there to go and clear that part. So government saves money rather than spend money. You see what I'm saying? Instead of government spending money on people, on incarcerating people, putting them in jail, spending money, feeding them, clothing them, and you are not even doing it well. So the community service bill is a very, very, very welcome news to us. I'm still waiting to speak with my guest on that so we can get more details on what the community service bill really entails. Newsroom, please update me on what's going on, because I'm about to wrap up the editorial and we still need to get the guest ready. If the guest is not ready, let's see if we can start with guest 2, but please see if we can get the Honorable Peter Lanchenetobu on the line for us so we can look at the community services bill. In the meantime, let me return to the point I was making about the cells in the prison and how they have shit buckets right there where the people sleep. Let's stop that nonsense straight away. If we need to invest money in building new prisons, let's do that. If you have a place like James Ford should not be a prison. Ghanaians should not be in James Ford prison. That's an affront to our history as an enslaved people, to keep people in James Ford, which was a slave prison. Let's stop doing that. Let's not do that. The same way we moved our seat of government from a castle, Christianborg Castle, the symbolism was wrong. We saw it, we moved it, and we moved it to Jubilee House, or I prefer to call it Flagstaff House. That's what Kwame Nkrumah called it. That's how I prefer to call it. Right? So we saw that and we did that. Let's go the extra mile. Let's shut down James Ford Prison. James Ford should not be a prison. It should be a historical monument where people will go and see how wicked people are by enslaving our ancestors and passing them through there. We shouldn't keep our fellow human beings in James Ford Prison. Let's invest in new prisons which have better standards for prisoners. Or be a prisoner, not say Omano, one standard little wooden bed with a student mattress on it, with some bed sheet on it. That's not too much to ask at all. Rather than have people sleep on the floor with bedbug infested blankets and the shade bucket is right there 5 yards away from them, they're smelling their own excreta all night long into the morning. That's some nonsense, people. That is some nonsense. Let's make some noise to have that nonsense stopped. And in the police stations as well, it's the same situation with I've been to a police cell before. I know what it looks like in there. The shit bucket is right there. You're sitting like, and then what it is I hear the cell leader who's like, the tough guy in there, has the best part of the cell furthest away from the shit bucket, right? And then if you are not too, then you are the closest to it. What is this? What is this? Let's change that. It's not humane. It's not humane at all. It's bad. All right. I'm still waiting for my guest. Please don't go away. We're going to go for a very short break. When we come back, hopefully, we will return with the Honorable Peter Lanchenetobu, who is a member of the Security and Interior Committee at Parliament, and he will be joining us to talk about the passage of the community services bill. The rest of the show will follow after that. Please don't go away. We'll be right back.
Making healthy food choices are a daily challenge for most people. You see, the food you eat can either be the safest and most powerful form of medicine or the slowest form of poison. Introducing the Green Health Pharmacy and Functional Medicine Clinic that gets to the root cause of your disease. We present to you the True Green Foods brand that allows you to enjoy healthy food options without sacrificing the foods you love. True Green Foods have low-carb swallow options for fufu, banku, tuozafi, eba, kenke, amala, and semovita. Good tasting and supremely delicious without compromising blood sugar, blood pressure, cholesterol, weight management goals, and all diseases that one may be battling with. They also have a low-carb replacement for oatmeal, grits, and cream of wheat, which are highly dense in carbohydrates. Check out Alta Oats, Beta Oats, Clean Oats, as well as Kajma Porridge and Cream of Laka when you visit our shop. The breakfast options are not just delicious, but meet the standards of an anti-inflammatory diet. All True Green Foods are all diabetic friendly. Find Green Health Pharmacy in Woodbridge, Virginia, or call us on 703-670-3640. WhatsApp 571-300-5039. Find us on IG at Green Health Farm. There's no better way for a healthy lifestyle. Remember, your health is your wealth.
You ready? Y'all ready to see Snowboard tonight? Is an African thing. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for representing for Ghana. Yeah. All I own and know me, I go by the name Stone Boy. To this, when I can't stop the shine, try and go blind. I'm up on the level so hard me up. Just show me a sign. Me see long time, so the lights never be for like wine. Cause few get chosen, but plenty are. Some of them frozen, but we stand tall. And we are flying and we not cry. To what I can hear, we are born. thing that they feel like the rest of the man them a cheater. They run after man like a cheater. But I you say that's so boy you love me like Jesus and I run after Peter just Yo, can I see some light in the crowd, please? Yeah, Ghana people, I thank you so much for representing God. I was not supposed to be here because y'all know I just wanted to do a surgery, right? I just wanted to do some surgery, some. I know all of you know the news. Yeah, but I still said I was gonna come because yo. So why some people wicked, so do you know? Why some people, what is my name? Why some people, do you know? Why some people, everyone, like you and in the tree to I work for your bride. Like a bird I want to fly, one place. What them a do, so we are the one in Mali, and this is the one that's they got big people, they must be the big people. If I don't say I'm a nation, I already heard it every day, I know. I just one of them. Alright, like I said it this way. So don't worry about it. Yeah. So don't worry about it. So don't worry what the fuck they want to say because my life is precious. I live my life to death. I don't care about the concern and the back. I see that. Up to the climax, up to the energy. See me can run and dance to the melody. They cannot hold me down. We are the party water. Spot another party. And you begin and you cross them. And I want to back to a logo. Spot another party. I'm going to say and you begin and you cross them. And I want to back to a logo. So we run the world city, come here. You go like I said the matter.
The name, as usual, is Eko Baku.
On this program, I'm going to take you through the various aspects of organic farming, ranging from pest control through fertilization and basic culture practices at the farm.
Boiling the garlic bulbs. So to start, you take 2 full bulbs of garlic. Pest control on eggplant. What some people call garden eggs.
To the jungle for 40 days and 40 nights until they repent of their sins.
My lord, my name is Headmaster John Oriakpo Ezahakpo Odakpo. I set the exam. This lawyer's son failed the exam. The next thing I saw was his father suing me to court because he's a lawyer. My lord, is it my fault that his son does not know book? This case is a stupid case, my lord. Is he the first person to fail exam?
My lord, before I proceed, may I introduce my humble self? My name is Evarestus Abagana, exporter, October, November, December, supplier, replier, importer, sequire, require, esquire, barrister of lawyer. My lord, my client, young Mr. Ajala, Ajala, Obidika Kanala, Yakbonum, is here to dispute the result of his primary one exam. Dear my lord, Teacher Dakbu ask my client here to name the animal that is the king of the jungle. My client said that nobody is the king of the jungle, and for this, Teacher Dakbu failed him.
My lord, is lion not the king of the jungle? Who does not know that lion is the king of the jungle? This is a simple question. He failed.
Onyankuzi Dakbu, do you live in the jungle?
What if it is? No.
Have you ever lived in the jungle before?
No.
Does any of your uncles, cousins, or aunties live in the jungle?
No.
Onyankuzi Dakbu, have you been an animal before? Maybe you were an animal as a child, and now you are a human being. So you know something that we human beings don't know. Answer me, were you an animal before?
No.
So which animal exactly told you that lion is their king in the jungle?
No animal told me.
So when was the lion crowned the king of the jungle? Who crowned it a king? What year was it crowned a king? Did you attend his coronation ceremony? Or did anybody you know attend the lion's coronation ceremony in the jungle? So that we can go and ask the person some questions.
No.
So, if you do not live in the jungle, your family members don't live inside the jungle, and you are not an animal, and animals did not give you this information, who then told you that lion is the king of the jungle?
Yeah. That is what people used to say now. That is what they wrote in the book now. The book we are using to teach the children.
Mr. Dakbu, which of the white animals wrote that book?
How can an animal write a book? It's not an animal. It's not an animal that wrote the book now. It's a human being. It was written by Mr. Chichankponoma.
My lord, may I call Mr. Chichankponoma to the witness box? Dear Mr. Chicha, are animals even aware that lion is their king in your book? Did you inform animals, or did animals send delegate to the meeting where you and your publishers decided that lion is their king?
Your account is
no. The animals are not aware.
Is lion even aware that you people made it a king of animals? Did you tell the lion when you finish this meeting, this publishing, or when you finish writing this book? Did you inform the lion? You say, bro, now you are the king of animals, so take care of them. Did you tell the lion anything?
America will know.
No, we did not tell the lion.
My lord, I demand that these two men be sent to the jungle for 40 days and 40 nights until they repent of their sins.
By the power invested in me, I hereby sentence the teacher and the man that wrote the book to 40 days and 40 nights in the jungle.
Yo, Russ.
Yeah, my brother.
It's time to go back home.
It's
time to go back home.
Yes, see? With all the stinks that happiness, Zion train is coming jumping.
It's been a long time.
See.
This is you know. Have to go home. Huh? It's time to go. It's time.
All right, and we are back. Thank you very much for staying. Thank you for your patience. And most of all, thank our guest for squeezing time to still get to us. He is member of parliament. He is a member of the committee that handles the topic that we're about to discuss. And he was also a policeman. He is fully clothed to discuss this topic with us. We're talking about the Community Services Bill, which was passed by Parliament and is waiting assent by President John Dramani Mahama. And I could not find a better guest than the one I have right now. His name is Honorable Peter Lancheni Togu, and he's the MP for WA. And as I indicated, he was also in a high-ranking officer in the Ghana Police Service before he became Member of Parliament. So he's very well placed to discuss the topic with us today. Honorable Peter Lancheni Togu, thank you very much for joining us today, sir.
My pleasure. And I want to say good morning to everybody who is listening to us. It is good evening in Ghana. It's about 5 p.m. And it's a pleasure for me to join you to share some knowledge in relation to the questions that you be asking.
Thank you very much.
Community Service Bill 2026.
Thank you so much. First of all, take us through it. What is the Community Service Bill 2026? To somebody who's hearing about it for the very first time, what are we even talking about?
Thank you. Community Service Bill is a bill that was brought to Parliament by government. In fact, it's a government business, but it has a long history. Somewhere in 2024, we came to terms with the reality that our prison, that the purpose of imprisoning people was first of all to reform them and also serve as a deterrent. But there is a cost component associated with that, that they still have rights as human beings.
That's right.
Very particularly, they have right to life, and for that matter, they might be fed, they might be taken care of. So when you look at the cost of maintaining our prisons, it was just mind-blowing to realize that it was skyrocketing. And we ask us, if you go to the prisons and look at the number of people being incarcerated for miscellaneous offenses, it was quite worrying. Then we ask them, how do you imprison a very energetic young man who probably has gone to steal a fowl or one bag of maize or he got plantain from somebody's farm? You imprison him with hard criminals. And we got to realize that there was some level of recidivism. People commit crime, they jail, they come out and they go back to prison. The degree of return was quite poor. And we asked ourselves, why were many convicts or ex-convicts going back to prisons? Because they go in there on minor offenses and graduate after getting out of prison to heinous crimes. So we think that if it is possible for us to give these minor offenses or minor criminals and find a way to let them be useful to society, and in reducing the cost and reducing the congestion in prisons, that would be a very smart. So we started taking like this in 2024, and gradually it blossomed into a full bill in 2026 and became law. Because the fact is that Parliament passed it, and we're looking at giving alternative to judges. The judges did not have any alternative by law. The judge realized that this is a murder offense, yes. And the judge cannot say you are acquitted and discharged because you are guilty. And the judge is also limited in terms of what the law says, in terms of the penalties. Or maybe it's 80 penalty you need in default, if you can't pay, then you should go to prison for 6 months. That is the alternative. There's nothing again. So the judge is compelled to go by the law. And the judge will throw you into jail for 6 months, for 1 year, for 3 years.
Even if he doesn't want to.
If he doesn't want to. And I know sometimes the judges will feel that I should even find money myself and pay all this fine and let this person go home and probably reform in the way.
Yeah.
So the judges now have some outlet to be a bit flexible in terms of what they do. Is it a non-custodial sentence? And in fact, there's a community service bill started as a non-custodial sentence bill. Until we got to the point that it's not just about the custody, but it's about what effect will it have on society. So can somebody have a positive impact on society even if you are declared to be a criminal and you are convicted? Of course, yes. Let's assume that you have some special skill like this, and then you'll be convicted, and then they say that you should go and do community service for 6 months. And you can't do that compensation. That's why you've been taken to go and do your community service. I have a brand new TVS school that is being built. We can decide to give it to one of the contractors. They say, go and help the business. And then you take me 200 a day. For 6 months, you make a lot of money. And that money can go to the state. Even if we have to give you something, that money will go to the state. So we're making money from you. Instead of just spending money from you, and gradually you gradually be a bigger criminal. So that was a very smart. So this community service bill, it makes a game changer. The presidents are happy, inmates are happy, the government is happy, and we can't wait for His Excellency to accept prayer in the council.
Before we proceed, when is the president supposed to assent to the bill? Is there a time frame? When are we looking for this to happen?
I think that it's just the matter of the presidency. Normally, when we pass laws, it has to be transmitted from Parliament. And sometimes it takes a bit of time because there are a lot of things to do before you transmit the bill that has been passed for the president to accept. So after the president, I'm quite sure if it is transmitted, normally it doesn't take more than a month time to get a sign. So we are just waiting for the administrative processes to be done. And then I'm quite convinced that the president very soon need to be signed off, and then we can have a new law that the judges will be able to apply to it or apply it, and then at least we have some new way to at least apply it in our prisons. And at least we can actually take on just our prisons for time. Because many of the people who are supposed to go to prison again, they'll be found in our communities doing some community work.
That's very, very interesting. And Honorable, back in the days, right? Back in the day, in university, we used to talk about things like this, and we used to advocate for that. Now, it seemed to some of us like a wet dream because it's like, why would government, But now it looks like some of the things that we used to only dream about are becoming reality now. I want to commend the Parliament of Ghana for that. That's a very good step in the right direction. We're all very excited about it. But please give us some more details. What types of offenses qualify for the community services bill?
Right. What we are going to do normally when you have an act pass, we are talking about miscellaneous offenses. And remember when I went back to my constituency, a lot of people were very excited about the bill. Here in the way you commit a crime, you can even be allowed to do some community services or going to be incarcerated in prisons. And I said, well, it depends on the offense. We are talking about miscellaneous offenses, okay? But we are not talking about first-degree offenses. You can't go and rape somebody's daughter or defile somebody's daughter and expect to go for community service. No. First-degree offenses, no. But it's miscellaneous offenses. And that regulation will outline in detail what is required. Many of the judges will have the flexibility to determine. But the moment it is clear that this is a misdemeanor. If it's a misdemeanor, of course, you can look at community service. But if it's a first-degree offense like murder, like robbery, no, you do it straight away. So gradually you get the prisoners that these are criminals who are in prison. But people who probably for one or two reasons, circumstantial issues, poverty or something, commit these misdemeanor offenses. At least we can excuse them and let them do some community service. Let's actually what we're talking about sanitation challenges in there. If there are bad laws, and then you can actually be sentenced 3 months community service in a particular area. Of course, if you are found throwing garbage in a flowing river and you are taken to court, this is not robbery. This is a serious matter, but it is not it. We can use you to correct the society's thinking about what you have done. So you were found throwing garbage in a flowing river, and you are the one who can likely cause flood because when the drains are choked with all this rubbish and the drains heavily are flat. So if you are arrested, you are taken to court. I expect that the judge after everything was maybe if it's fine, you can also actually go and ensure that you clear many drains for 3 months. Every day you should be found sweeping and clearing drains. And let people ask, why is this gentleman who works with ECG, who works even as a police officer, this gentleman that would know a respectable person in society, why is he sweeping? They say, oh, he threw some garbage into the drain that you was caught. And that is why the court have sentenced him to do this for 1 month. And people will be conscious. And gradually, it's a way of education as well. So, I mean, the finalities in other words, the details will come out after the bill has been accepted by the president.
Interesting. So I hear you. I've heard you say miscellaneous offenses twice, but I believe some of us are still questioning what are miscellaneous offenses. Would those be?
Let me use the legal term. These are misdemeanors.
Misdemeanors, okay.
Yes, a misdemeanor is a petty offense. Like I'm saying, you're going to steal plantain from the farm. Like I'm saying, you go to Kwame Nkrumah Circle in Accra, and while you stand there looking for a truck to go to Kaneshi, somebody puts his hand into your pocket and take away your iPhone, and he's arrested on the spot. It's stealing, of course. And if you look at the character who has stolen your phone, if you put him into prison, you are just creating another high-profile criminal. So we find a way and we'll get him in Kwame Nkrumah Circle. If he's sleeping there every day for 3 months, people get to realize that this guy is actually a thief, and that's why he's doing this. So those who are around also learn something from it and say, no, let's not do it, because it's embarrassing for your mother to realize that my son is in a crowd. Every next time you send something home, and all of a sudden on TV they saw you sleeping, they say you are a thief. You know what it means to your family. But the family people know that you are in a crowd. They don't know what you do, but every instant you send something home, and when you are going home, you dress nicely and you go home, and people say, go see his back, on my car, he's doing well. But we say he's just a thief, and he's a thief. So finally they find you on TV all the time, you are sleeping, and people realize that he's been sentenced to 3 months community service, and he's always at Kwame Nkrumah Circle sleeping. So we see he has embarrassed the family. That alone is a lesson that we put into criminality. So these are basically what we're looking at in the future. And the fact that we'll not be spending money to feed you while you are in prison, wasting our time and gradually becoming a criminal. Look at all those positives, and I think that gradually this law will bring some bit of science into our criminal justice system.
I expect so. I certainly expect so. Now, I heard on some commentary on TV that this would be normally crimes that would be 3 years or less. How true is that? Please put some flesh on that for us.
What we have is offenses. You can't go in more than 3 years. If it is getting to 3, 4, 5, then it's even a second degree or something. But many of the offenses, they will tell you a minimum of 5 years and a maximum of maybe 15 or 25 years. But with the offenses, you can get 6 months, you can get 2 years, maximum you can get 3 years. That is very true. So any offense of that nature can actually be misdemeanor, and community service can actually apply.
I see. Now let's talk about the judge's discretion. All of this is subject to the judge's discretion, meaning that even if you go steal a phone like you just described, or even if you go pull somebody's banshee or whatever, the judge can still decide to give you 3 years, correct?
And sometimes, we play for mitigation in court. The lawyer can rise to say, this is my client is a first-time offender. And because a first-time offender, we plead that temporary justice for mercy. Nobody is saying he's not guilty. Yes, the lawyer says, yes, he's guilty. But I'm pleading for mitigation because it's a first-time offender. Should we throw away the back with the baby? No. Let's see what we can do to at least strike a balance so that we can rebuild for society, reform him for the good of society, and not just cast him into hellfire. The judges will listen and say, okay, I think that these things, he probably will take it for granted, but why it has got to do, you realize that it's not to the government, it's a serious matter. So instead of me giving me 2 years, I'll give him a fine. And if you can pay the fine, I can give you some 3-4 months to go into your community and do community service. And gradually it'll be fine.
I see. Okay, now let's talk about.
The judge's discretion is actually tied to the law. That discretion says that they don't even have the discretion to say who can do community service. Now the law has provided a discretion for the judge to say, okay, instead of a custodial sentence, I'm going to give you a community service one. That is a positive one.
I see. Now let's talk about our prisons. Honorable, you as somebody who has worked in the criminal justice system at the level that you did, and also currently legislating, you would know everything about how our prisons function, I believe. That system where we have people sleeping in the same cell next to buckets of their excrement, that type of thing. It's kind of primitive, don't you think so?
Thank you very much. This is a nation that is developing. This is a nation with several challenges. This is a nation that people who are not even in prison have serious challenges. And I'm quite sure if you have enough money, we'll take care of people who are not in prison better than those who are in prison. But that is not to say that when you are in prison, your human rights will be violated. If you get to see where some people who are free, they are not prisoners, if you get to see where they sleep, you ask yourself what is the difference between them and those who are in prison. It's all about poverty and the capacity of the state to ensure that prisoner's life is decent enough. I know one head of state, when he was put behind bars, when he came out, he said he had the opportunity to be head of state again. The prison would be the best place ever because everybody is a potential criminal.
That's right.
Everybody is a potential prisoner. You can be alleged to have committed a crime, and they will throw you to cells.
On remand.
You explain before you explain yourself and you realize that you are not guilty, and you have tasted self-worth by the week of months.
There you go.
You can be on remand for a year or two.
There you go.
Before it comes out, you were not guilty at all. So it says that for prisons should be a very nice place for everybody. One day by mistake you have been thrown out there, you will not come out so bruised and so traumatized. So it's all about funding. Can we have enough funding to make our prisons decent enough? That is why reforming. But above all, if we take one justice, that's the first thing we need to do. You can make a very nice place and put the WC there for 2-3 prisoners. If the pressure comes and the number increases to 25, and they are using the same facility, just be sure that we won't break down. It will come down to zero. So as we think about reforming prisons, as we think about the rights of prisoners, we should also be thinking about what can we do. It's not just the prisons using the community service more widely.
That's right.
So if we have less numbers, we're able to plan with that data and make their life better in prison. But some people ask, why do you want to make the prisoner comfortable? We are trying to make the prisoner comfortable because we think reform is important in prison than anything else. We want people to come back from prison as changed people and have a positive impact on society. I'm not just interested in just punishing them. And that is why you recently see that the Constitutional Review Committee, they made a recommendation that we adopted by that we are going to do away with the death penalty.
Yes.
Yes, we are going to do away with the death penalty. You can be there for life. But if you are there for life, I mean, your life should be decent at least. So I hope that currently as the economy is improving, and we are seeing positive signs of a better economy in the future, when we have good standing, we should go to make our prisons let me say that.
Okay. Now, when people are taken into, or when people are asked to go do community service, does the bill describe or prescribe what types of work it's allowed to use them for? Are they going to be used to do farm work for, say, private entities, for them to pay an amount to their prisons to keep them running? In America, they have something called the chain gangs, which people have a lot of problem with, right? But basically what it is private firms would pay the prisons, and then the prisons will give them some manpower. They'll go and perform some tasks for them. Is it going to be something along those lines? Is it something that's going to be strictly government social service? What will be the scope of services that the community services bill will cover?
We are trying to get the bill accepted by the session the president becomes law. And because of that, the institution or the Minister of Interior, including the institution, will have to come out with regulations. And those regulations, all these fine details will be defined and fine-tuned so that at least when they get makes a pronouncement, it makes a pronouncement in line with the law. But in the implementation of the law, there is a regulation to guide. So it will not just be one size fits all stuff. It is possible people will be found in the It is possible people will be found in the market sweeping. It is possible people will be found on construction site that do construction work without. So it is possible so related to that. We have a structure in place to be able to supervise these things so that people don't take it for granted. If you are sentenced to community service for children, and for example, as I'm saying, like this, and there's a big project somewhere, your expertise required maybe they go and work. But that's your work. You feel all right. But that's your work. There's something for you. But there will be enough for the state. It's not us just feeding you and telling you to be a criminal the next time around. So the regulation, when it comes out, they do give us better and better particulars.
I see. Okay. Now let's go back to the prison issue. We're talking about reform, and I believe that the community service bill would definitely help augment what we will try to do if we try to reform the prison. But first of all, there will be fewer people to cater for, right? So then they'll be more comfortable living space and stuff like that. But Honorable, my problem really is with the practice of keeping the toilet right there in the cell with the people. That's what I'm talking about. Do we need to build new prisons to get rid of that system? How are we going to get rid of that? Because it's just not right for human dignity, is it?
That is very right. I think that if you follow stories in Ghana, you hear that the Church of Pentecost, in collaboration with the Ghana Prison Service, has built a few prisons, brand new prisons, and these prisons are fit for purpose. And then I think that if somebody said he got into one of them, and then he said, if the prisons are going to be like this in Ghana, we should make sure that the criminal do not know that that is the new. People who have suffered recidivism will tell you, in prisons, somebody goes to prison and is a commander. Okay?
Yes.
He's a top commander in prisons. All the prisoners around that area, they respect him. And they make a lot of money in prisons. You have to pay before you are set free from 2 prisons. So when they come out and society rejects them, the stigma associated with ex-convicts becomes another problem.
Yes.
When society rejects them, and they begin to reflect on the authority that they had in prisons, that they were so much respected, they were so much powerful. He finds a way to do that. But when he gets back, there's a whole boy. He feels very comfortable in that environment. So it is true that we need to reform. It is true that we need to better our facilities. But it is also true that will be done in line with the capacity of the state. I'm not sure that it can invest a lot of money. We will leave the decent people and the good living standard for prisoners. There should be a balance. As much as we want to make sure that if you are put in there, you have a decent place to serve your sentence. It shouldn't be encouraging to the point that we ignore the state or ignore the people who have decent lives and be taking care of prisoners to encourage people to even go to prison. Nobody wants to encourage you to go to prison. And there should be some level of deterrence inside the prison. But that is not to say that, how can you be sleeping to go to toilet? That's inhumane. So that point is well noted. And I'm sure that government is quite aware of it. And we are doing the best that we can to ensure that the prisoners' life is decent enough and their rights are well respected. But with time, someone will say, depending on availability of funds, things can get better.
That's right. Okay, and now let me ask you a question that borders more on your skill set as a politician and a parliamentarian than as the other part that we've been exploring so far. Right now, we know that Honorable, there are some of our laws which may need revisiting. Now that we are overhauling the prison system, we are overhauling the criminal justice system. Do you think it's also time to look at some of the laws and the punitive structures associated with them? Some of course, that's part of what we're doing right now with the community services bill. But do you think we should take a closer look at some of the laws which were handed down to us, especially those ones that were handed down to us by our colonial masters, and then also the one that we ourselves enacted? Should we look at those deeply and see if we can maybe even help decongest the prisons a bit more? Would you say it's time to do that?
Thank you so much. This process is continuing. every law passed is a living document. The Constitution is a living document, and that's why we're looking at review it. And the Constitution Review Committee is when our government has adopted some of the recommendations they made. Many laws have been repealed depending on the time and the relevance of the law that was passed. There were laws that were passed during PNDC time. They're still relevant and they're still being used in our courts. Some of them did not be repealed, but they actually affiliated. They stay in the books, but they are not applicable anymore. So that is why Parliament is there. And thank God, Parliament has developed a point that we allow private members bills to develop into legislation. So the private member can actually go and take the legislation of past 30 years ago and say, this is no longer fit for purpose. But we have sponsors that will come and push it through and gradually it becomes something that is no more law. So it is possible. And it is something that's ongoing anyway. It's not like we're working on the constitution now. You remember some time ago we used to have the criminal libel law. It's no longer there. It's repealed. That's the essence of the legislature. We look at all the laws. And in fact, we look at the conflict of laws and finding the system for the system to work. Laws that are so useless that we no longer need them, we can repeal them. Or laws that are become detrimental to our own being in our democracy.
Can I give you an example?
Yeah.
Okay. So I live in Texas, right? I live in a town in Texas. Where I live, a short distance from here, there's a dispensary that sells cannabis for health and recreational purposes, right? Regulated by the state. Now remember, Texas is one of the states that doesn't even allow universal use of it, right? But the federal laws cover that. So it's very heavily regulated. However, it's still there. Now, instead of the proceeds from things like that going to drug lords and drug barons, etc., now it's actually going to the state because there are stores where you can walk in without any hindrance, show an ID card, and purchase that. That same substance in Ghana can land you in jail for 10 years.
Yes.
I think it's time to look at laws like that. I'm just using this as an example.
That's okay. You know, one thing about law is you need to understand the context. The context is relevant in repealing the law. The context is relevant even in drafting the bill, and the context is relevant to pass it into law. So what is appropriate in a particular jurisdiction might not be applicable in one other jurisdiction, and that is why when you go to a particular jurisdiction, when you go to Rome, you do what the Romans.
That's right.
When you come to Ghana, we have our laws. You may look at those laws to be awkward and backward. But of course, we are not going to be where some other countries are. And many years ago, they were where we are today. So as they progress to the landline and develop better and refine their laws, we cannot just cut and paste in our context because we destroy ourselves. There are so many things in Africa that because of context, we will not change. But we look at the good things outside Africa, and we wish we could just cut and paste. But until we reform the context in which we want to paste it, if you paste it, you destroy ourselves. In economic policies, you do analysis, and somebody brings you a policy direction. You implement the policy direction after some time, that it is rather actually economic because the context is wrong. It is good for us to look at some of the laws. I agree, generally. You review them periodically. We will repeal some of them as they need be, and we'll pass new laws. So the legal regime is a living regime that has been aligned to the point that context is relevant, that the people is all about the people. The people must have found a way to live decent lives because the laws regulating their life is up to date. But the laws themselves should not become destructive. The laws themselves should not become obstructive to the progress of human life.
I love the sound of that.
And that is why these review processes are always on. And we are seeing on it, we are improving democracy. Gradually we get there. At least now we have the most resilient republic for our time. We're 30-something years and we're still counting.
Yes. But honorable, yes. You see the parliament of today and the leadership in Ghana that we have today. I think that if we're going to have a common sense discussion about this issue, it should be now. We are best placed now. I think you guys in Parliament today are the best set of people to discuss this issue. It should just be a common sense discussion on, just like you said. I'll give you a short story of a short example of a story we covered here. There's this guy called Nurse Richard, and I'll beg you, I'll bring that matter to your attention. Please raise it in Parliament for me. I'm begging you. Nurse Richard is was a young nurse who was apprehended by police on suspicion that he had marijuana on him. They tried to take money from him. 2 hours later, he was dead. Now, how does an asset we did our investigations, we went to the ground, everybody we spoke to spoke highly of Nurse Richard. So let's say even if he hadn't died and they had put him in jail for 5 years, 10 years, whatever, an asset like Nurse Richard would have been taken from the community, put in jail, and then the government would spend money on him, just like you outlined at the beginning of the interview. So I think that we will beg you, we will bring this matter up. But like I said, if you guys let us down on this, it will be another, I don't know how many decades before we get another set of people.
We are very progressive democracy. Recently, you have heard that we are trying to work on what we call industrial cannabis.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And when this matter dropped in Ghana, it was like,
that's right.
It's an economic gain for us. You can make a lot of money from this. So it's not about a profound shit.
That's right.
It's not about people smoking and getting high. No. It is not the India that you have in your farms. No. Even in the US, what is being sold is regulated.
That's right.
You see, the TCL of those in the shop that I said is reduced to a level. It's not the raw one. So if I get to that right now can find stuff, there are people you arrest them and they are addicted to this and this and other drugs. Withdrawal symptoms are so drastic that they can even die.
So you give them community service.
So exactly, and gradually you should be able to allow them to take a bit of the drug for some time, and you control that. If they will just die, you are not arresting them to die or to kill them.
Honorable, you know what is happening in Colorado, the state of Colorado? They're taking money of the proceeds of selling cannabis, and they're using that to rehabilitate victims of harder drugs like the fentanyls and all of that. But I'll have a separate discussion on that with you. For now, let's keep it on.
These are all the areas that we should be studying and researching into. How does it become real? Because we are living in a global village.
That's right.
The US will have a direct effect on us, whether we think it's far away or not. It's just a few hours flight away from here. I mean, it's not like issues of security. I will say the threat to the security of any state anywhere. In fact, it's a threat to the peace and security of the world. Because
that's right.
What happens in the US, tomorrow you see that it's happening in Tanzania, the next day you see that it's happening in Norway, the next day you hear that it is happening in Faso. And you think that, it is so far away. When it happens, it looks like magic. So we learn from other best practices and see how we build systems and become resilient enough so that one day, when it gets to an end, we'll be able to withstand.
Peter Lanchanetobi, thank you very much. Before we go, I want to see if my summation of our discussion is accurate. We're saying that the Community Services Bill has come to stay. We're just waiting for the assent from the president. However, it has judicial discretion, meaning that the judge may decide not to give you that option. Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
The judge now have the discretion or he has the freedom.
The option.
He has an option between community service or custodial service.
Okay. Did you prescribe?
Before then, the judge didn't have the option about custodial service. Now you can find custodial service, you can even order for community service.
That's right.
You can do both. You order for community service and they find custodial service and they find.
Now, very last question before we go, Honorable. Juvenile justice, right? in certain places, and I've worked in the juvenile justice system here too. We have systems called cottage systems, where young offenders, the state of New York had that program where instead of young people below a certain age going to jail, they would put them in a home called a cottage with other boys. And this was a program for boys who were under 17. If you were over 18, sorry, you're joining the main system. But if you were 17 and under and you committed an offense which could potentially put you in jail, they would put you in a home instead. Do you think we should consider something like that, the Boston system in Ghana? I know we had a Boston system. Is this still functioning? Is this something we should maybe revive to keep young people out of the prison system?
The Boston system is on paper in Ghana working.
On paper.
It should be made better. It should be made better. And the conditions in such places, because we are talking about the fact that the future belongs to the youth, and we don't want our young people to get deeply corrupted and
That's
destroyed.
right.
We should be able to build systems in place that even the Boston system for 6 months, and you come out as a better young person.
That's right.
Because those are the people who believe that tomorrow when we are older, they will hold the hands of affairs of this country and run with it. So when we start to allow them to be destroyed, it is quite the worry. So juvenile justice is a challenge, and we all have to put our heads together to see how we can make it better.
Thank you very much, Honorable Peter Lanchinitoba. I would link up with you on the side. I need help with Nurse Richard. It's a story we've been following for a while. I think there's some kululu going on in there. We need your help. We need the help of. We'll see how we go out. So I'll touch base with you behind the scenes. But thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate that. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Honorable Peter Lanchinitoba spoke to us today on the passage of the Community Services Bill. Newsroom, thank you very much. I see you. I see notifications about poor sound quality. My apologies about that. Let's see if we can make that better for the second interview. Newsroom, if you can get the next guest on the line for me, I'll be very much appreciative. In the meantime, let us go for a short break. When we come back, hopefully we will bring you the interview with Paul Grave Bachidankwa, who is spokesperson for Chairman Wontumi. Chairman Wontumi is going through a series of trials, and we are going to be speaking with his spokesperson to check what is the latest on his issues. My name is Kwesi Sonbako. I'll be right back in the studio with my second interview for the day. Please stay, don't go. We'll be right back. Newsroom, commercial break, please.
Making healthy food choices are a daily challenge for most people. You see, the food you eat can either be the safest and most powerful form of medicine or the slowest form of poison. Introducing the Green Health Pharmacy and Functional Medicine Clinic that gets to the root cause of your disease. We present to you the True Green Foods brand that allows you to enjoy healthy food options without sacrificing the foods you love. True Green Foods have low-carb swallow options for fufu, banku, tuozafi, eba, kenke, amala, and semovita. Good tasting and supremely delicious without compromising blood sugar, blood pressure, cholesterol, weight management goals, and all diseases that one may be battling with. They also have a low-carb replacement for oatmeal, grits, and cream of wheat, which are highly dense in carbohydrates. Check out Alta Oats, Beta Oats, Clean Oats, as well as Kajma porridge and cream of lacca when you visit our shop. The breakfast options are not just delicious, but meet the standards of an anti-inflammatory diet. All True Green Foods are all diabetic friendly. Find Green Health Pharmacy in Woodbridge, Virginia, or call us on 703-670-3640. WhatsApp 571-300-5039. Find us on IG at Green Health Farm. There's no better way for a healthy lifestyle. Remember, your health is your wealth.
culinary secret.
Hot a fire burn them. Red lava done them. Diarrhea run them. The wrath of God upon them.
I am your thief and your cells on fire. You're killing people every day. Anytime you open your mouth, up here lie, you're leading my people astray.
Government by family and friend, corruption never end. And you tell us, said you are God sent, but when we turn around the bend, you thieving with a pen. Coffee with family, and I struggle for fed. And when you come after we, like the cock on the end. What a pity when we sell our dignity as spent. Politicians them attack we from the rear end. Leave it to a dead end. And the fake preacher telling I and I feel repent. With the money in my pocket is the mountain again. And when the gap are ever widen, fences can mend. So this question I send.
Where the money there? 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 Where the money there?
And me say where the money there?
I don't know.
Whoa, at the fire bonding. Until they change their mind, the wrath of God upon them.
Through your lies and deception, wrong education, you poison yourself one way. But when the church and the state collaborate to keep us in slavery.
And by the ballot and the bullet, they put their gun to the head. Them say you have the right to talk, but talk too loud and you dead. It's like them have a different system for the lead and the lead. Hurt to run red. So get the youth boss rise and show them how things be run. If them can't do it, come and make we show them how we done. And we now no more room for them like them days are gone. Up your fire burner. What them say?
Where the money there? 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 Where the money there?
And me say where the money there?
I don't know.
Where the money oh?
I don't know.
So where the money dey? Hiding in the Cayman Islands. So where the money dey? Invested in foreign lands. So where the money dey? Me personally, I don't know. So where the money dey? Where the money dey oh? And I mean say hot a fire burn them. Red lava done them. Diarrhea run them. And the wrath of God upon them. Until them change their mind. Wrath of God upon them. But for people plan, wrath of God upon them.
All right, thank you very much for staying. I have to apologize for our inability to bring you our second guest. Mr. Paul Grave Wache Dankwa has just sent us a message that he was called into an emergency meeting with former President J. Kufuor. So we will just have to apologize for this inconvenience. We promise to see if we can reschedule the interview for next week, by which time we will definitely have more updates on Chairman Wontumi and his issues for you. We sincerely apologize once more. In the meantime, we're not leaving you bare. We're taking you straight to Studio 2, where the rest of the show will continue. Mbak, the General, is in his seat, and he is getting ready to take over from me. After him, we have the rest of the show. We will have agriculture, we will have arts and culture, we will have PH reports, and so on. Thank you very much, team. And Studio 2, if you're ready, please take over after this. My name is Kwesi Eson Bako. I'm signing out of Studio 1. We'll go for a short, very short commercial break, after which we'll cut to Studio 2. Thank you for joining me today.
Yana Yahweh, Whoa, Zayana Yahweh, Whoa, Zayana way, Whoa, Zayana Yahweh. Yo, listen, man. My name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Kwesi back when the occasion calls for it. You are watching iCulture TV. Keep it locked. iCulture TV. Africa from African perspective.
is an African thing. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for representing. Give thanks is an African thing. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for representing for Ghana. Yeah. All I wanna know me, I go by the name Stone Boy. Listen to this. When I can't stop the shine, try and go blind. I'm up on the level so high me up. Just show me a sign. Me see 9 times and the lights never bitter like wine. Cause few get chosen but many are. Some of them frozen but we stand tall. And we are flying and we not crying. To what I can hear we are born. No, what is who is?
Yahweh, oh, Zion Yahweh, oh, Zion Yahweh, oh, Zion Yahweh. Yo, listen, man. My name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Kwesi back when the occasion calls for it. You are watching iCulture TV. Keep it locked. iCulture TV. Africa from African perspective.
Right. Good evening and welcome to iCulture TV and iCulture Radio. We are also streaming live on Facebook and YouTube on GH News Now. From Studio 2 here in Asinfosu, we have an exclusive interview with the spokesperson for the base movement, in the person of Apostle Kofi Ejekum. Yaba called any papa I couldn't come akra. Ninyana say question I say is the base movement ready for election 2028? You call any the spokesperson or your Ghanaian cleric or you be a sofo or sanso kasadima the base Ghana movement. Na you call any na couldn't come akra ni ashwa humbo ba one my Apostle Batotsenka.
Betimon kapa
Where they are some drink can
that's it.
Na with the frawa police won't come out crying ye din there. Now the base Ghana movement, Yasha commanders say, what is the current state of the base movement?
Yo, but that's a papa the base from Swa ye na bedroom. Sabre ye DNA actually ye polling station ne constituencies. Ehona ye say ye share bibia safety na ye build a kuno ansana enyame ya domwa afi nkwana wie no na chese ye tunya manabeye political party do 2028 I will register for election. Until currently, this is where we are. And until I might introduce you constituency mobilization. No, you have to teach your career, and be actually a cool on this Swadum and a botai. Now, we energy who are registered, no, be a member.
Yo, whether that's a far, I'm say, as every crack, I may be saying, watch them because in social MPP and this year, they've been there for 3 decades in Canada. Now, me perceive we structures how do I move right from even from the national level down to the polling station. And also what to me, I who say, they more call a former more but quickly, me be saying. The base movement, you share parliamentary representation, and a mobile motu afa say, Munyanko for on board, almost bet me as parliamentary candidate.
Okay, Lupano, no, you muchi. Na mini woman chile, with the exception of Menchia Scout. No, they did it on purpose.
Okay.
Official introduction of who is going to be the candidate. Say be more contest for MP no actually. And also first of all they need to register. Head office. Say almost Ebijina won Peshiaso. Say vetting na we say sani pano ka omo bana no kwetrudu say omo at the base no contract na sia ave we say we won actually constituency no leaders na wo any region no say you introduce omo and sana you introduce omo to the public these are the process we be person be NPR also they go through.
Wow. That's a part. Now, you can say, it told me I come over one thing. You brave politicians. You brave politicians. And then the base Ghana movement. No, what to me I strong in terms of internal democracy. Voter are sent for so. And then now, to me, what is the convention that Obama can the base movement to one? Ebebuano. Then I'll catch you be our 2 about sent for so any me bet me a man show say ya brave politics there, then so the base there. Bet me about become on matter about.
No, Messi, Namidia to just say, Manka, many that you are But more than any maybe politics and not politicians.
Okay.
The American side Subabia politicians in the Diviana, your man, Yanni Aton, Yampin, Yamao. Say, your my man, you know, now ye see a boss, you will protect your mind. Politician, no dear, or no, be straight to me, or now they are going on manner, or be MP, or be president. Or no minute to me, Biblisa. There's a war of my banopo when you yam the Japan on your dear. Na Ukukumutia, who would say over your mind upon Oko Jessica, who be politician. Na free work to have a phone video more dear. Only or may who don't know the empire. Sir, to be animal, my dear, do the beer you do. The Bassana will be more, who be more monquasta. Oh, you did chicken near the party, you did chicken near the Aquabana, first, you don't know Sunday. And the quality of politicians also shall be a little bit out. Then you don't know what politics or may have for a decap for to more drink for what's about that. I didn't repair or my money. Engineer not necessarily to buy. What to buy? That be a architect, so sorry, I'll become a politician. No. Amaya walk to any be on your family. Now, no, make I send me a war from Pat TV. A serve a clan war or your part. Emma, Memu will be our bloggers. And you, Matemba Star. And so I can not buy the Pocata, no correct, or no correct into the salon. We do want to move. What you want to blow and stand up. And so, one more politics, no, one more politics, you will get Hannah. Say, I will put an assemblyman, the Fata woman, and can you empty? And that's to be a more potential. But my friend, not air tie, a papa bone in Tino Mamma, Mommy, set me up. Mommy and Pa are giving wood dog, Yansa. Na ye hwe nipa suban nipa ni nipa modi moni enkan to aba enye ma mistaka manika ko to aba ana ye wo mitunu ana party no de medono ka medono ke Ghana. Those political habits we are changing one, the results will always be the same. Now coming back to Nwabisa, what said be an Abema debate na ye sonko bi kura bro near ewo no.
Yeah.
No the Abama sonko do so bi ni kan no, but I do see any show say a comfort on a person ye dia kwanya no ma no. Enu ye ni kan ya e ma ye sonko. Ye de nakuna ye nim stania obo omen yi fabricate why na juma baga na habe establish company. Man you need an organ ha what to be sika e dia ye japadi akoga na pen. Ama yo podo do ono monke sika o manya no ubruja ama yo chumuchi do do stand o muti de ebuema so obinya biyo why na to be din a o ka bi ma woni bie na wo gina na ehia fo o da ke sane ma no bo so ina o de fia obie ni Ghana ha wa be di man panyi kro ana o be so be die a politics pa when it talk about decency and honesty. Which my challenge are compared. There is no one. And she's having power now that Nasa said, go for this delegate system, which he had to Abamano. In Jimusula and Pamusu, what the Akuma Chadian or Pepena, who are Kodia, the Yinisagana, who made the money in the chamber. And looking at the base, and I'm sorry to say, we will not correlate it again. We need genuine politicians to occupy political space. And nothing any other yet for Mamano. No bar, party, Dimbia, or pet for the Manon Fama. Yenina, the referendum, the Akotwapa, and the Amano. Very simple. And you inquire my copy and come on. We crack the play. The base in the Yadima that some question NDP and this.
Wow. Apostle, the Ubetumia Kansas on iCulture TV, iCulture Radio, GH News Now say. The base Ghana movement say must settle on Canada Pond, so on the beam of flag bearer, no so what Diatun. Over to me, Sudia Mai.
Wait till we are to Sudia and Sakaya, but then one say, party no de beba no enkoye the base no. The base no de di free ya. The mum onya piece cream. The base if we ya ni yaji huridu akodi neti. And the dom so a eke no de nya dom ketua o. If you say o man baby adru no mbanyi su ko dwa mi no na huru bi eba. Ya to MPP ahwe. And ya to NDP ahwe. Say ama kompre ko kwan mo ama won be ni mo de eno wo mo do Ghana. Afo fika a me so men ni se getri ant so men yi tebra. We shall for a better 30 years and Sunday you need to be at the chief complex. Opportunity now, but no me and ya go Ghana for. Only making sure say Yama opinion opportunity to lead this country, and we will never regret doing such something.
Wow. When you said the base Ghana movement, more Bemu as a third force, like more Bemu as a third force now. And when it's tradition, as about we are breaking the dominance of NPP and NDC. More roadmap bia and now maybe I'm there go come to me achieve Sadian. Now what we are breaking NPP NDC dominance or Ghana politics.
I idea on say politics no nyen sem ni nyina na we share no okoma ekoko betu abandun.
Okay.
We say we kakra ko ayetumi aye no. MPP for ni titi omo abopa say ekoko bi share down for sakasaka embra yimu sebe ya ombo grade base na so. Ento de obo te bi sabe ko wa the base na mu ya tibi atiku ye flow mu say ibi ati wan mo na ni ye diabolic intentions of the opponent just to bring confusion in the base. Bayeno ya wi ataso.
Wow.
Inti sikabia wo mu person fanti wo mu party no a wo mu tugu na gamede ni hu ye wa wo position no e ka wo target any aban no kwan ya be paso aban no wo so betumi a make it so be din kunu no wa sa be to aban na party go gra pe no ban enu na mo mo boy mo da mo a ase mu ni amo ya mo so mu sika nyina we ho mo so we ya enkofi aga ebi bi ase ne beta mo engozi wu mo ye ni anka mo ni mo te mo ye ni anka ye bu ba bi e do ya ye pete force and wo mo we ye ni o mo ye no onyame sotia with the base in so party individual wa be the base no go and you live under curse.
Wow.
The curses of God will be upon you. So they must be very careful.
Wow.
Be careful.
Wow.
We are party now so many party. We uncle party a pain what declare one for confusion go man na dey no.
Wow.
Yeah, gini adwen kwasi a ye de tumi mo bi otumi de kire man se be nyam kwasi adwene odi na tem oguna no ma se ko kan ye ni mo ko ka so mu ye we ko set wo mo against themselves enu na je say enu no nkutu kwa na nam so be yi tuku no a eba no bu nkoda na ebe ye adwuma eni menu a enkoda yi ye tu omu futu tutu a onyani a wuturo ti wo mo da so fa nsuo so e di ko Libya sa de no we that stop inti MPP way enu mo NDC way mo ye ni ya ko mo ni ti yo to na nya mo be bi ya be pe mo ni confusion ni pa mo be ngura ye ni na e ko su eri wi ase na be to ta for no wo ma sa be mo ma ni ato no.
Wow. Apostle okasa cheze the base Muslim bo say moba na moba ni say no dey na mo dey ba obetumi ama me e bia concrete policies bi e bia mienu miense bia me me Ghana ni a me de the base esimani so say bia meta o machi na moba power no obetumi ama ma hotoso me gina machi wa bra me mpa ba obetumi ama 3 concrete policies bia the base Ghana e the best say Ghana na.
Okay, policies ni bi o wa ni yedi kan pa eye wo mu akotna buruchira che na ko yente ya o mako bi duma pesika to adan ya aburuchira fun wo mu a o mu nya pia o mbeba suspect your foreign policy no ye beti sem ama na ye mre e de ama won se o mu timi de o mu dwetiri sorry e ba Ghana e be she duma oh wo ye sister no ye de kitire man no asofu mo din bi odi no a wo ji ase obroni ana so wo bi atam tutafia wo bi afiri ni memu de ba Ghana enche no abeye ye tam ho ati se fika ko Ghana ni kotena brotne nye sikapudu se oba bebi adwuma adwuma no ho mrampo frustrate no e mo sika hwe no transport. It's not the best system to build a country. When you are building the country, it's all clear say oh my man na also ultimi mo ye first class citizen. No ultimi feel proud say and she say bi mo mo ban say ultimi bi adwuma almost struggle. Ultimi study pa adwuma no empuntuo ba aban no be tax to o ma it should be reasonable taxes. Enya wudie tax. Sans sakraye adia enya the base no pa. That means that no senior comprehend any study and then about type. Ye talk to you mono. Eya ho ye especially to me man be ye tuma kase pa. Ye sacre mu e mo manfo ye Ghana fo e di sita wura mu a ye ko bosia o mai abosia body e wo bebo. Na enso no enye no kwa so me fa so no bosia no. Ghana abosia bo no mo ye nge ni yie. Eka du we ni bebre a enye me bi some case ni wo so obi obosia bi ama na twa ko yo yakwa. Wo mu abra boko ya abosia ni ya no se ye bosia ni so a enu Ghana futuo mu. Wo me di ye ni ko bosia no. Wo me scan club bu tire wa na da wo ma kan fu. Ye de akra bi ko Ghana fi age bosia. So so ba ko ya ni me skia me ta no. Ye teni adwin ko a na babunu bre ye betu ni fi age bosia. But Botaya ye told before can share the with them. It's a very change story, and we must change it. For the sake of the youth and children, unborn children, we must change it. And this will Yamen Fante.
Wow. Apostle Cassia boy youth no so edin. Who say o mine ye the youth and the teacher of my son said, Sabium penny to say come blundium. Youth unemployment. Galamsey, any cost of living. I think that these are some of the major problems that Ghana face as of mine. More unique solution be to Galamsey to youth unemployment and then you make a crabby can where I sell my yana.
And the solution no Pakistan in a say. Sir, a Juma or Mount be no or more Queen Sabanata or Mutimi be Juma.
Okay.
Abana so say no ebo man ba ho ba say obi fo adwuma omo akoti ese na wo so o man na wuti mo wo mpatodie bebre bibi de say to me so a je no ye adwuma say adwuma bi a wo ye bia no oni ni be say takra no di pia o ka no to me so do security social security ko to ma wo amadati bi no wuti me so mo na ye adwuma ni nyina ko tia Oko pension, next also is Kadobi at the Bohobra. Tani may with time no air post no. A basic amount what Jenny ever illegal mining no one, a so that Tia was say, you be to us. And you're only bread and a fantasy and I'm a beginning more property. Make man at me. A man won't probably in your deal. Neonu did not take in your deal. You also take by a idea, a people for your can almost kind of clue. It was a good one now, say about some somebody in what you go, the Jimmy and in corporate in to Lura, and in some in a bro. Oh, a job that need to be say, well, baby, now a month want to mean yet to Mako, who should do a Pacosia, a walk at your power, maybe here when you said, the walk of Juma. We are not teach you one and some kind of non kind of corner. No, ni na take na ne mo rewu na ne ya da sababru mi nye kan so mo yi obi han ko akoye bi na ko cha so no dia bokuru ma be pe ma pe bi ni ala mo nye nta e so ni de mu ada bi anu wo no dia ko akoye bi abogo ya o je na fe wo di guma so na ke sen so fun ya na bo ni bi sa no ye rasta na ni hu na na mo oh Atobinya na mbisa se abobuni ya ni abiri ya ntimu nti ya ni abiri se eti se party foforo be shubane ni ya na abobuni bi kura no etu meyi ya de sabu sa ubetimo ekire ebre nkokoro ye be koyi ubetimi wona ma bontine so a unche Ghana ma ya no memu wa na bisa se enti wenu na ye yin so ma na aye tantan kan bi ne ntade a yetukem ene nanti ene kasa fumi e bikita wo be kasa se bi ne Ghana be che na wo mbe wiase kane no sauna ma bonte na se wo na mo a which moves are where we were back Ghana and Ghana. And then Ghana, Bakuno, Senamoya, Senamo, money, I won't let your boom, and you will be, and the money Musa. One ring, yeah, one money at the room, come up at your mind. If you say, to buy another woman, and just for my ready to go over. The sum of the wow. The Yamini, some papa. One way to be a different here. You can't want to get a second and you will with a corner of it. And you have no only that and woman so much as I did. No more, Mamma. I didn't jump on your mom. One best man. Yes, it's a child man who is obesis to Aquasoma. Obesis to Aquasoma. And Jane, you can go on the accent of it. Yeah, why you do that? Now, or say overboard one more and my year. At the end of man in Canada. You have a chance to watch a win match, how much of the end of our way. Breaking down and the assistant. Near no yet post a new moon, not to do that. Be beyond what you can see a way I will do here. When I make them on, I'm demanding any cocoa with you. We see NDC people from Mamma will be to me. That's so simple.
And now, Apostle, and tell you the commoner baby. Now, we want them to be a better BBC account. And they can, the old canona may be said to be there also about, men can say moral decadence, men can say. As a morality, money, ya failure, so my values near the and a year by no matter do I'm granted a funukra sabi. Yo, again, I say, any no matter do be brave. I will someone say, do many until a year, pen and pen for and no nante. What quiet software. A B say LGBT near they as we are not committed to yet to a same book. And yeah, you say committed to say, how do my question now? What quiet of crowd was out the base? And then now we to say, move to me. Now I'm not sanity crabba on my way. So, when you
hear civic education.
Okay.
Our emphasis so Kankaya, Yanti Abataya, Ubia people go Kopano, when you know. Yensa, Abataya, Yaki. Now, a one shamu do the SAS, and then Kakran, I feel public sector, abandoned Casemo, we are buying to Shembra. Now, what can Shembra phone say a monk or that which you. Didim, sir. France, if you was so when I was to say, maybe I want to talk with people, they are willing to be and I will talk to no, that's bigger. Oh, and no, man, a dear baby, I do know. And the baby, I do know, a Trassania, Uncle, and a bit more so. As I say, I'm buying and no meaning in us somewhere. You're making sure that you did discipline. Everybody anymore.
Okay.
Only I know to me your mind bar over my soul. As I say, maybe.
Wow.
If you're making sure the school discipline, you restore. You restore if you restore superior and say, yeah, who are for that?
Okay.
We're back and put it out on that and you will be which one. It's still back and no chance of banana. You may, yes, sir. Yet in 5 what they you will see that them. Ama or my mano and yes, papa. You could young with a bone in my church and Canadian India, no more deeds and pony up system no more. Ayanema empata. Maybe all the stars give me, I don't know. But it's only a single government. When you be or young radical part to form a single government to be we did, and yeah, 1 year, I don't say come because you go for one. One go parliament, a come couldn't put down to woman, you can't be a king.
Wow.
So when you got Yampuna and before the teaching will be the chair, I will be.
Okay. And say, yeah, sure, Apostle Ahoman Suna, you better say, you've been on the back. And say, Apostle Adekum Paul, and then a Dinkomo, iCulture TV, iCulture Radio. You're live on YouTube, any Facebook, GH News Now. Oba to many any be Ashe. But also the comments bet was here. Now face what share the amount be no so to me anya bi but my dey follow and like a post be a dey ba any show you so na studio 2 near way I sing for so command Anna yene apostle Paul Ajekum edi nkomo no nso no na ye spokesperson edi ma se kui okaka nsem be mienu miensa bi a o kire se almost sisu dia ne on iCulture TV iCulture Radio GH News Now say the emu animu da ho honorable kan Japan na eba be lead the base waka awa ha program yi so wa men say words or so honorable kan Japan asen central enka ne mra hye bedwani na obe lead the base ko mbisa so betumi asisu dua o say ane o mene na kasa na say ade o ma settle on a leader obe flag bearer for the base movement o sa kan bibi say the base movement no so no ade a ebi kura mo mfa edin the base na ekọ na mo ye friend the base because that is the foundation omo building na fe omo ba benya a political party a formidable group omo dey ba into 2028 election with their structures in place and na fe so omo pay bi edin foforo bi dey atoso the case mo no say ohun sabotage bi so from the side of emphasis MPP or do say NPP political party no mu be sabotage te na ko say at sub group be within the base but do here also nya gimmicks utum say I say settings anything maybe I'm for just want to ruin the activities of the base and same brain so I ebisa no about morality huns and some any youth unemployment and some of the big challenges and issues are Ghana ye face wa ha e dey no be to ase na oka bibi say ombeboa with youth employment afi policies bi ho am de beba e be de ebo o man especially discipline classy e system no mu a ne wa bi ho obi nkoye gam say kura man ni so so obeye enti na almost settle on a businessman like honorable Kennedy Japona obedi omanim so say so ma started from a polling station ombeko akosi constituency level regional level at the ABC national level bibisa no so mo onkofo bi omugina as parliamentary candidate for the base and or say yes a man for be brave show interest kofo be brave the omudin aba do betena se omotumi ayesa no mani nyina na kan bibisa na about election of a flag bearer but odi kan me hu say omunyina ni wo honorable kan Japan na me wo two questions bi a me dey man na wotumi ama wa wotie ye wa wo hwe ye e dey nda so pa na odi be ma wo na ye ko ye na message crowd what the Ghana for etie ye na ye na wie enkomo no I think that we have to also talk about funding because party be about for say ade na ha adwen visibility say ye be hu ye and then sikasem because most of the new parties are now eba for ni nyina no basically I no more rely on between like I say businessmen any other the zanko for ni why na funding ho asem ade just like MPP NDC, they have their structures. To raise fund for the party. So these are some of the questions I bisa na fe ye dey common about we Mikau say you was sent for so high studio 2 are sent for so in the central region of Ghana. We enkomo into AD. I say benya apostle bi line so so say other segments are and so eba very, very, very captivating segments in Kwan, agriculture, beba, arts and culture, so beba. Now, for any who you be brave, so it was some so now munjanso, now munshaye, now for like now for comment in to us na here pa ha is you to be the embark the general. They try one by say
Zayana Yahweh. Whoa, Zayana Yahweh. Whoa, Zayana way. Whoa, Zayana Yahweh. Yo, listen, man. My name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Kwesi Back when the occasion calls for it. You are watching iCulture TV. Keep it locked.
iCulture TV, Africa, from African perspective.
Blood of the slain will never be in vain. Never. No. We don't want to see no more people dying. Zayana Yahweh. Whoa, Zayana Yahweh. Whoa, Zayana way. Whoa, Zayana Yahweh. Yo, listen, man. My name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Kwesi Back when the occasion calls for it. You are watching iCulture TV. Keep it locked.
iCulture TV, Africa, from African perspective.
Yeah, welcome to once again to our peak production series. Yeah, and this is radio, culture, and TV, iCulture. Yeah, so you are welcome again. You know, agriculture is the first employment. It's our parent employment. Yeah, and everything with agriculture is good for us. So we are now treating the second part of the peak production series. All right. In this episode, we are going to talk about feeding, breeding, and management practices that will help you in your peak production program. Yeah. You know, we are starting with importance of feeding. Feeding takes much of the cost of production in pig farming. If I can inject something little from the ever people, they say haplaho manya hanyiho, which means buying a pig is not rearing of pig. You know, it's very easy to buy, but feeding it, it's very, very difficult. So haplaho manya hanyiho. So now, as I'm saying, problems, everything that you want to do. So with the feeding, we have types of feed for the animals. Yeah, and then okay, like I was saying, good nutrition, in faster growth, better reproduction, strong immunity, and then the animal will convert the feed into product, that's body weight, and then it will give you a better quality of meat or pork. Now, when we are talking about feeding, what types of feed do we talk about? We have carbohydrates. They provide energy for the animal. And then we have several types energy source of food. That's maize, cassava, millet, wheat bran, etc. And then also we have proteins. Proteins are needed for growth of muscles and for growth and then muscle development. And also sources of the protein are soybean meal, fish meal, groundnut cake, blood meal, etc. After that, we have fats. And then fats are concentrated forms of energy for the animals. Then we have minerals, which are also good for them. The important minerals that we have are calcium for their bone production or for strengthening their bones. And then we have phosphorus, and then our common salt. After that, we have vitamins also. And these support metabolism and disease resistance. So when you are preparing feed for the animals, you must make sure that they contain all these separate feed ingredients for a balanced diet for them. Not forgetting water. Water is very, very essential. Yeah. Clear, good drinking water should always be available for the animals. Water has no scent, has no color, but it's very, very important. Okay. With pig production, water is very, very essential because they consume a lot of water. And at places, even you have to get some drip lines to be pouring water on them during dry season against heat, because their body contains a lot of fat. So they need that to reduce the heat on their body. So water is very, very essential for them. Now, we have types of feed that must be given to certain types of animals as it grows. You just don't prepare any feed for any or all of them, no. If you want best results, then you must prepare the feed for the various stages of their growth so that you get the best result for yourself. So for the infants, the newly born ones, we have what they call creep feed. Yeah, it's fed to the growing pigs, the young ones. And then we have grower feed. That's also after the piglets have grown to a certain stage, you start to give them that to boost their growth. And then when you want to sell them, what we call finisher feed. Yes, that makes everything fine for them. And then the sow, the female pig, we call it the sow. It has also, you have to prepare special feed for them because during pregnancy, the piglets inside will be absorbing its food. So you need to create a good feed for them. So you don't just feed all prepare the same food for all the piglets. No. If you want good results, you have to separate their feed according to their needs. The sow needs a special food during pregnancy and after giving birth, lactating also. So you have to prepare a good food for it. And now the boa, the male, also it needs some feed because it has to get good you have to get semen quality. and then good strength, and then to be able to stand for a long time. Yeah, so you need to prepare special feed for the boa as well. Now, as I said, the feeding practices, you have to feed according to age, according to production stage, and then avoid moldy feed. It's true that pigs can eat anything, especially those we see outside. They are in the mud, they are in the gutters. No, that's a different story. When you are rearing pigs, it's a serious business. So you have to give them good food. Don't give them moldy feed. And then that means you have to store the feeds properly in a dry place so that they are always in good condition to feed them. And then the feeding schedules too, you must make sure you don't break them. You maintain them because it gives them a cycle. Yeah. So you follow the feeding rules. Now, in pig production, we need more in production, we need more of the animals. So you have to prepare the females so that they can also continue giving birth. And the gilts, or the young ones that are reached puberty, they reach puberty around 6 to 8 weeks, 6 to 8 months. Then they are ready to carry on production or take over production, or start reproduction. Yeah. And then around that time, within that time, you have to notice the heat, signs of heat, when they come on heat, so that you let the male cross them. And then some of the signs you notice is that they become restless. And then they try to mount other pigs as well. Their vulva becomes reddish and swollen. Yeah, and then when you put pressure on them, on their back, they stand up. So when you see those signs, then you introduce either you take them to the boa, or you bring the boa to them. And after a successful crossing, they can now go on to become pregnant. When you see that they are pregnant, then you separate them and start the sow feeding for them. Yeah. It takes approximately 114 days from the day it became pregnant to the day it will give birth. Let's say about 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days. Yeah. So when you cross your female pig or your sow, you should know that within 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days, you should be expecting fresh piglets. And then in pig production, the pig giving birth is termed farrowing. Yeah, that's the term we give to reproduction. So immediately after birth, you have to dry the piglets and then ensure colostrum intake. Colostrum is a special breast milk that is produced by the mother immediately after giving birth for the first few days. And it's good. It supports their immune system. It boosts their growth and everything. So you make sure that the piglets, they constantly take that. And then you disinfect their navels. And then you clip their needle teeth. You see that there's some pointed teeth for the piglets. They have some pointed teeth that they use to puncture their mother's breast. So you get a plier and then just clip them off so that they will not harm their mother as they try to feed. Then at birth, their iron content in their body is very low. So you have to, within 3 days, at least by the 3rd day, you have to give them iron dextran injection. It's the safest and the easiest way of providing iron for them. Yeah, both the piglets and their mother, they have to be injected so that they get stronger. At times, the males, those that you don't intend them for breeding, you quickly castrate them so that for the table. Yeah. Weaning takes about 6 to 8 weeks. Within 6 weeks, depending on the growth, by your own observation, if by 6 weeks you feel that they are strong enough, you can take them off their mother and then start to feed them separately. Now, there are some routine management practices that we have to take. And they are ear tagging. You have to tag them. In tagging, it helps you to identify the various piglets from the various mothers and so forth. And it helps to identify, especially if you want to cross, so that they don't do, what they call it? You don't cross siblings. Yeah. And then it helps in taking records and everything. Now, yeah, apart from that too, that's also part of record keeping, general record keeping also. You have to clean pens generally every morning. You get people to clean the pens. Then they have vaccination schedules that you have to follow. And then you deworm them because that's another important of keeping. Then they will look at their hoofs and see if there are problems, then you take care of it. So after that, every day you have to observe their animals. So you being the human managing them, you have to observing everything because they can't tell you their situations. So you have to observe them, and then the necessary actions are taken. Now, in the real record keeping, to maintain records of birth and then deaths, and then their feed consumption, you must notice so that it will help you plan feed acquisition, how to get more feed or what to do. Yeah, because if you don't look at their take care of their consumption, and then there are the various you have to take in the breeding, the patterns and all the animals involved. You have to take very good care of them so that you don't do anything that will reduce your profit. You need strong animals. Now, the sales that you do, you have to record them. The expenses, you have to record them. And then from there, you got to know your profits. You have to take record of everything. Don't take everything for granted because it's a business. Yeah. Okay. So in closing our good nutrition, proper breeding, careful management form the foundation of profitable pig farming. Next week, we shall conclude with the diseases, prevention, marketing, and business management. Yeah. Before signing off, I want to acknowledge Roots Organic Farms, yes, as sponsors of this program. Yeah.
Your program, my friend, agriculture, agriculture TV, any radio culture, so no. I'm say, yes, I say that's and then say, yeah, your friend say, yeah, bobo, mprekunyan, ya chemo miensa, yeah, mean, back home last week. Inti, they told me, no, and na, ya debre mwende. Nansa na, ya beshe, jumadina se no, ya beda, Roots Organic Farms, asi. Omo ana omofa edwumade ho eka nyina Roots Organic Farms ukọ omo ha omo edwuma mo ye no omo mfa chemical bia ehu nipa bia mfa ye edwuma wo ho bibia mo ye bia ya 100% organic enti ope bibia obedi a wonya sunsanso boni bia ma woni enche Roots Organic Farms yo enti ye bekọ so ahwe ye nkyerɛkyerɛ no enne em say enne no yen church no ebefa no emwa no omo edidie said ye omo ewa ebehwe omo na omo hwe like in general brony as a feeding, breeding and general management enti no ye bedin kan ahase afa importance of feeding said the hu hia say obema omo emwa no eduane ema omo edi wo ye wadun say obeye e friend say obenya impreko na eduane no efa say uchem oha enchichem eduesenum ekopem eduosonnum, that is 65 to 75% of the total cost of production no ekoma feed into which uchichem sa na sa a friend is saying we sika ne kese a wo de bekọ edwuma no mu no ebekọ ama feed afi ye be kire ye friend saying omo di aduane na enoma na ye de abobom aye aduane na ade a eye ma omo edika broni say faster growth emomu nyi ntem so omo di a omo aduane na nyi ntem afi better reproduction awo ho nsemu na ade no unyambo a mugina ho fine a betumi amawo broni free be strong immunity na just say ahoden ebom ho eban efi yare ho ema yare no entumi emma omo system ni mu kra efficient feed conversion no eno no ye eduane no wo de ma aboa na said obesi di a obe make use of eduane no ama akire ewo the bobby no mu ye woni pe bi wo ho no ma obe twa fufuo apotori wa no ma enso baby ano na mo te say one friend say onye kese da nti no eno na ye hwe efficient feed and now yam so a enam na efim ba no eye pork no we have a better quality afi ye beko nutrients ye hia e de aye ye friend say ye poultry ye piggery edwuma no edikan no ye be fa no carbohydrate no broni say na energy source na eduane no ne kese pa ewo ma emom a friend is saying enya de also munye bia no ne kase no efi carbohydrates na carbohydrates no examples ni bi ebro banchin sorghum and wheat bran if you know so I remember protein no ade mo like ampo poni na ebenyi bia ebe fine soya bean meal, fish meal, granite cake and blood meal. If we have fats ne angwangwa no also provide concentrated energy at the man one and minerals no ebi calcium, phosphorus and salt. Calcium no friend is saying and so ye bet me nyefi dompe nti ye wo baby a friend bone meal ye to me the be fra omo aduane no eno no ebe ma no and ye normal vitamins no so because we yes adwuma ya kwan bia so no ubehia vitamins no e dey si yare bi na de anu kwan if we ebe ba nsuo em say ye start ye series ewo animal production in general ni na no ya de bia ye friend de bia no ye bo hu de ru kese pa nsuo enye say nsuo bia keke o say ye nsuo a ye nsuo a ye neat bibia ye fine unko fan nsuo fi bia amfemre e friend say emu anu because empreko ye mo bia omunum nsuo depending on the age no say the wedi and I say weather conditions so weather no mu ye share omunum nsuo a lot at times enye enum kwambo keke obuka kodem obuka koda e friend saying nsuo no mu ama the body temperature no aba form afi yebeko the types of feed eduane sort to ayedema emo no edi kan no the yebefia ne friend creep feed no yedema broni say piglets preko ma no nkete no nti omudi no kakra na fe omo anyi na edoma aba grower feed grower no yedema omo a se de meka no omo enyi eba no omo fi ho no ma na fe omo di grower feed na omo de aba finisher feed na yedema aya say ye omo ready e de omo akọ ejom market akọdo omo no na yemo omo finisher feed eno no free wa beba sow feed no ye ka sow no ye preko ba nti no sow feed no ye said aye aduane ma mo so mo omo anyinsan a ana say omo ema omo ba no enufo na omo hia ingredients ye friends papa bi pa nti no ye said aye feed special one edema omo for period no the same way said aye ema ne de no ye ema no so de friend boa feed boa preko bema and a friend boa feed no so no ye edema manu ye wo mo aye hwem ebu ahu so o we ne bobi odigina ho no solid that no say ye de ma oba fofra ema ebenya wo mu no omo be nya hoden omo bo ho be fe na de nti ye said select emo ne bia ye mo sa boa feed no so that amamo etumi aye fine ejina ho ye aye adwuma so mo ye no the ye dey better to be aye feeding practices no and I say feed according to age. I was say men for moon frame now dey bia preko when you 10 months or the like 2 months for ho na o mo aduane aboma emfa because etwane enye bindi. And I say feed according to production stage. And also another one say I said you can starter, fisher, grower, and you know what kind of boom or the growers in boom who feed them at the same time. Memphis grower and finisher and the boom and feed. I face with no making sure say and way through. Adriane abu through a very dangerous. So when you am one at the yaya be beba. Aduane omoduane nso no obesto store no baby a hoye dry emphasis aso bia emba and I face was maintain feeding schedules men yes bia no we feed them 2 o'clock no waja tuma ochra no aduane ne bia bana eko 5 o'clock at the channel about 1 o'clock basa then I say we maintain a particular feeding schedule. After you do reproduction, said there omu ewu ebe digita hono mu eda benyama be wonu. Puberty, you can say puberty ya omu bra ye waye bra waye ready say e feel that ekonokodi agbo ni bia edusunsa so baba. Eti omo ekitwa na mo aye ready say omo ye bra no brofum ye from girls omo di busum be ensia kopim enhwe ena mo de eye ready say afi wa ye bra oba be ye ready e reproduce or the wa be woma na say oye bra na obekọ broni say obokit obekire bibia be kire so why ready say bema betumi preko bema no betumi ene ne edinkita ho ema ne de a friend saying emma e de aba nti enoma bia ube say oye bra na oba hit na bema we hu say sa period ne du no broni say oye restless hu say no tete no afeso bo wan say ofro ne yonko mpreko ni bi bo so ofo mudro oye oba nso no ofo ebi mu eno no e kire wo say friend saying why you ready why ba hit into why you ready if you want ma bronisi swollen reddish vulva na kosu akuma no bo say aye kese na aye ko eno nso another sign I kire afeso oho na ubia na chi kakra pa bo so wasore gina ho say oba hit na and also can science no ho afi ye ba gestation no kire say anyema and do sign edi ansana wawo na preko de no very unique time ya kan abo bi atam ya me pena sempa o sa de no very unique the gestation period na I say 114 to 117 days 3 months 3 weeks 3 days onyema bosom miensa ene da pen miensa ene enda miensa no na wawo afi if I about farrowing the can farrowing e wo prekonya ma je say o aboa no ebewu giving birth in terms na aboa no ebewu no ye wono ma bia wo say wo ye ansa na aboa no awu edikan say wo siesie edan na aboa no ebewu wo mu no say the ya yesu ni pa de yakọ midwife ono siesie mu fefefe afi wo say ya ye de enoma bi gu bibi ti say wood shavings ya kwa fi carpenter for no ho edi e form ho ya mpesa oba wude gu e form raw no do this hard na be gu but make sure say at no friend bedding e say nempa make sure say e move for ya dry na weather no so environment na oba wu mu na so mo say emu e hye eni say ya wo or say emu e hye nti no say e ba say we provide a source of heat a raising temperature and a then you do that. As we keep on saying, they be a clean drinking water and an essential way we here. I feel if you're ma, you about piglet management, say or immediately so making sure say in mano like a paper na friends saying omo for awobia endom afi omo fruma no so ansa na be no also disinfect bibi to say dettol nti wo de be kan omo fruma no bibi omo fruma no wono eno no ma yare bi enko ho o say prevent children say me di kan wa say make sure say awo eni ho clip needle teeth where necessary ya wo omo first na bon so omo wasin bi a eye sharp that is say pan no eno sa no say eba so onum ne maame na o de bepra no nti ye wo mu na ye bubu sa ese no ye bubu so e na omo ye mwe bi a ye wo mu na omo hia iron e wo mu system no mu immediately nti no eno ya de ba ko a
like preko no pepe yawo pane bi wo ho the friend iron dextran the iron dextran no na ya twi ye de wo mo but eno no metre wo say bibisa no woni hu nim dia men forcing ye share veterinary for no uko Minister of Food and Agric mofa officer apart from veterinary for no wo animal specialist that they home with advice who we eduane sem veterinary for no mo bem sabone entiapa but nutrition na there so no mo animal if nutrition officers mofa ho no ma omo betumi aboa ema wa yesa we nu afi fan preko emba no emema no nketewa no eya time ya ye hia omo ni na ebi won ma uja omo amba be froforo ma no ba hard aba wo ba hard ba nti omo ba wo hwem select there omo ho efe omo ho edin no na wo do omo egu nchan ya wo be hwe omo wo be tete omo ema omo aba be fa omo be fro emba no ene omo awo enkai na aka na wo fu say oboye sa no eba sa na intentem na wasa omo ni na so money na so that I see undesirable qualities be amba and yeah will be friend winning so I say what it no wa sha akokwa na precodofi nkwala brema anti no I say nka nkokomo a kebeka say ne ma me no pai no wa we do stage be ma me pai nti we so preco no mo so stage a de pai omo no between 6 to 8 weeks na watwe ensia kopim na watwe enwatwe afi yeba next we see routine management omonhwe so no in general you be friend ear tagging ye bo mo asum so mo tag to say the marshal asumade no normally na ye ahyenso de afi record keeping I say adwuma na ye no ye keep ehun records cleaning pens and you can was more bebre they be make sure say a dino modem no wo be make sure say you see memoir efe afi vaccination em say you can and so one say vaccination no and no basically anye wo adwuma e veterinary for adwuma it is a wo nya preko say one kasa wo veterinary ni a me no ni asem but who need veterinary know how who need omunim de na mesrew men ko forcing ye bibia from omobeba ba be hwe no mo aye hu bibia ama fine the women nsonsono no preko nya mu no big deal pa anti adwuma bi a wo hwa say omo the women nsonsonduro afi hoof care omo nan no at times no bit to me fifi baby na akọwọ ho baby na mano ne nan no disease amana yare nti wo hwa o say unya time we inspect omo nan no ebi won ma wo hwe baby won na say broni say malformed atia na say baby sa na etumi twa ma aboa no ho tọ no na we say ya pa say daily observation de bia na o say we make sure say wo ko gina bonu mu na wo boss pie wo hwem wo say o ebia aboa we wamoa akosha baby say on tiapa na say baby na o say uniform na yim ti daily observation no ehun hia pa if you want ma the de be wie kra record keeping edwuma na wo ye no ehun hia pa say wo be keep records e wo ho because anya sa na unhu say wo nya profit o wo nya faso say wo boka wo hu nti no ma bia ye keep hu records any bets awo aboa no wo a so to make kan ehun say aboa ya tag no number 1 no owo dodo ebia owo 10 enum po no say wo sanso e breaking mu 10 no wo ye no ebia ema 6 emema 4 no why say record that one the same way deaths said you record awo no you record owo so say ba say money be ewu a say we record na wo hu dodo aka feed consumption eduane dodo omudi no I say eno so we make sure say we record say we say when you that was bia every day bia no we feed omo with bia 2 bags of feed and I say such so number of kilos feed I feel treatments I say we record omo treatments say bia bi ntiapo na ko 5 veterinary na oba ebe ya I say we recorded it to us we bia sada way no aboa ebia mo dodo say no mo ntiapo veterinary officer ba ebe show if you want my breeding said any can omunya mu na mo a transition from one state to the another. Nina now say we have records. I face sales and more wo ton won and yeah Nina yeah I say yeah and also ho records and expenses sika wo dey share edwuma mu e kwa up and down so I say we and so ho records to one sana the petrol cry and will profit in fact when we are so to me and it was every year beyond 2024 we are in fact 20,000 what it be a film we are for 20,000 to her I feel 2025 maybe I 25 maybe 2026 oh share a bit to perform but Nina no I'll say or record it it's you know the idea we cry we say nutrition, proper feeding, and careful management. So no my nabobo edi hu kwamwe. Prekonya no the fapem kese be a wom. Wo ye eduma na so make sure say number 3 we di hu duma ye. Nyame ya adoma next week no ye series e wo prekonya hu no. Yeah, the last bit no ebe bremu. And no, a bit delay on disease prevention. Said a bought your young marketing, said a ton, and a business management. Who your business? I said also, we see a manage unoma. You, the last time I know, said a kind, side you made a roots organic farms and no more farm a canoe. Ope eduane papa edia nsunsan so boni bia ni so a fa woni echere roots organic farms enche bia no ye be start I harvest yenam catfish and then tilapia. We have them in abundance, so very soon Roots Organic Farms will be rolling out its catfish in different flavors. We have garlic flavor, we have the classic, which is the main one, and then we have the tangy spicy, which is the spiced one. And see, Anna, yadi bibia besi. Midamasi bebre. You be saying she that's in there. Bye bye.
Yahweh, oh, Zion Yahweh, oh, Zion Yahweh, oh, Zion Yahweh. Yo, listen, man. My name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Quincy back when the occasion calls for it. You are watching iCulture TV. Keep it locked. iCulture TV. Africa from African perspective.
Blood of the slain will never be in vain. Never. No. I don't want to see no more people dying.
Zion Yahweh, oh, Zayana Yahweh. Oh, oh. Zayana way. Whoa, Zayana Yahweh. Yo, listen, man. My name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Kwesi back when the occasion calls for it. You are watching iCulture TV. Keep it locked.
iCulture TV, Africa, from African perspective.
Blood of the slain will never be in vain. Never. No. We don't want to see no more people dying.
Zayana Yahweh. Oh, Zayana Yahweh. Oh, Zayana way. Whoa, Zayana Yahweh. Yo, listen, man. My name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Kwesi back when the occasion calls for it. You are watching iCulture TV. Keep it locked.
iCulture TV, Africa, from African perspective.
Zayana Yahweh. Oh, Zayana Yahweh. Oh, Zayana way. Whoa, Zayana Yahweh. Yo, listen, man. My name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Kwesi back when the occasion calls for it. You are watching.
We are live. Hey, my voice is difficult. Hey, yo! Arishmama ya chacho bibia hi GH News Now TV, GH News Now TikTok, GH News Now Facebook. Ya mo bibia kwaba the mobile GH report so. Ahana brebe me kwana nsemo ya boabo no free asante mantemo. Ene nyema free central region. Ene kunkikawa kaka ho nyina no yede besomo say GH report of justice. Be na me dey amani boy ebrewo. Ni betu fa sekodi brisia mo to na nsemo jabum. Near the near Kumasi Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Na King Zuba KMA boss. What they seen a news to say Kumasi at wine sanitation exercise or more obeba Kumasi atena ye di kronini na nansen na ode letter e de koma adwedifo ho no senke be yanko mu nyina omo hwe nanka omo nyina mfiri ho no nanka baba ya Rasport Stadium anim ho no nyina nka ibidu next week ya yi wo mu nyina mfiri ho na so asode nti ye na no ye ma me no ekogina ho no se mo ko no makwa kudida nam sa ye so ma ye ke me city gas na ko akọpa ma me fo nyina mfiri ho na se ni shuru ma ye krado a ombo yen first interview no emfa ma ye wo bra na sa ma me fo yi edo ma de step e de to abanye ni mu se wo mra na omeka bi emfa ema wo no tini shuru ma ye krado a ombo yen first interview no emfa ema ye
media masa ma me work and say Suba oni ya ni ni Suba ni ya ni kete say asami ada pepe so ya de asam nyina akoda mboko ne ma aka kire ye say ani mu wo ye Salmonia Street anu nti no yenye ye huye na ye nua ma mo wani mu ho mesese mu ye tutu ye container ma ye bibia side kwatire asa boka ye wie ye boka wie ya wasa akofa say ma kobo bosia be ye say ye container no wo si me say kobo bosia na me say ba me ye fiber container 60,000 me ma mienu na area school JSS o ba trafi mienu ese Zuba se me ko ba hyawo na me fa hwe me ma Zuba be tuyan wa be tutu ase ase huhuhu
ahanum ya my notice from December say obi anya sa container we bi ya na ahanum nye kama nti enya gwapaye so mbebubu ye omo my notice ansa nti anopa ni so ye omo nye sa container no mabubu ni nyina ada nti no mabubu ni nyina o mabubu we na to say enya gwapaye so omo say obi adwuma
adwadifo bi a yekotu omo wo eye baba ya Rasport Stadium ni mu ho no na yete omo nka no na won san fufuro mu no ye de ni be kire mu asokoroma mpon about one petrol so na ho no so demolition exercise ni to be akoso wo ho no mu anya asem keto akra assembly no ebo ho modern se bia ya hodo a eye akromfo mo no wi se be bonsanta wa bi omo ko hyehyɛ no omo so obehwe ye tu won so sa na no so na dwadifo no bi so anti ase omo di dwa ho no omo so anti ase omo so akosem enso enie tinishroom why crowd yen second interview no asokore mampon obra eye dwadifo no so omo tintesu kokko e de akire asokore mampon municipal assembly no so sama ye crowd omo yen second interview no anfa emaye
anu e wa na omo be kan say ye mfiri ha obi mfiri ha to enu akire na omo sa hye say omo ma ye 2 weeks 2 weeks na omo de ma ye no enu nduru ye 3 days na enne omo ba se enura na omo ba be na so say enne omo be ba aba be yiji no ma no obi anyi no aja egusu a meso me ye bidie wura me ne baby a me dey fa nti ye wo ho na omo ka say grade na ba wo ye adwuma no say around ha na meso matene mu ache nti ama meso me customers for no e wa ha a meso me nya kakra edi wa ha se nti me hwe around ha nyina manya baby a me di bidie ne kwa
na resident e wa ha no de aba no ebi mu na atwe na abekan if say ye de ye wi ade ye adwuma nka ye adwuma mu nie ana ye na ade no aye say volunteers for na kwachi boys na esi wo wi ska no na mo de ne ba ball no so de ball no na unfortunately wo wuye no nso ye so anya ede ye kura e boa e kwachi nipa be 3 police anchi obi a o ya na e chi nipa no e de ko police station ansa na e sa chi 2 e de ko police station na eni ma de aya ye se ye ka ho de
ahana brabama kwan na yamane budget report ye de nyina sie of justice mamani boni ahana brabama kwan ye de amane boni nyina ye de sie na otwe mu ye baba wura mu ma chef kesie mu na de otu okuru na obrare wo ma so tumfo se tutu abi otoso mienu woni asante my council betra se na de twe mu bia no ye ma ye tiefo ne ahwefo aso ensi ho hi GH News Now YouTube, GH News Now TikTok, GH News Now Facebook of justice mamani boy
Na Yahweh, oh, Zion na Yahweh, oh, Zion Yahweh, oh, Zion Yahweh. Yo, listen, man. My name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Kwesi back when the occasion calls for it. You are watching iCulture TV. Keep it locked. iCulture TV. Africa from an African perspective.
Ayo, yeah, adesema madawro ba mosomfo JP Dumo na nanimo akrapimbafo aginodua. Said mpanin se ne ekọ atane ba atane gina hono ne atandrodo no. Na wotwe esi min ene bosome fofora yewurawura mu yi. Ensama hodo a madawro ma mosomfo JP Dumo meboaboa no wobono ene na hafo anasa bono ne bono east. The group ma hodo mu ni nkroguma nyina mu no. Ena bre maje bre ne adaja mere nyina ba besom yi na mintu faasa no makode brese mutu ene samujebum. Na memfa mu nkọ tachiman eye bono east krupon na wotwe mu ensem ba ko a agintre ya adasa kan bi emu nkwada emu mpanin ema ne mema na ubia eka bia na kampese eka se na ayetwa pia na utua adasa no eye krobo tachiman krobo nursing training na midwifery school ewo ho ni nyina eye principal owo ho a odi school ya chene sasa ono mom na onhwe antutu no mama bibia ntumi nyina brane na obia a oye odusua ni o school no mu a ono nso abusua atesika bi de hwe no ne bota ebetumi abam na adusuafo no waje twi age trede esesa o school ntade hyehye ye no achi nso ofa akobene bobo muti ene o monsa ne mia ya hodo bi si monten so ka asa dan de onko school a na ye na no bana de twa amu na ne nyina na say ose watena kwa hu se mpenenze se yetene kukrumbuti na yeje asra na se wo so wantene udi bi obi asa obayure newu se principal ye owo ho ya ohwe se school no betumi akonkan eniye bebiri wo ho a principal ne de aso fam ne titire se ba na prapra hu ne die apepa ne etwitwatwitwe wo se nka principal no tumi bo moden apa obi a obetumi ahwe na ama se adwuma no so akonkan na bosome so asa be ebudu obepone teku ana asempo bi ama ne se onye no mfa mpodwe no principal no abomi mfita duku ewo sa na muntu no so a adesuafo no na aprapra atwitwe ne akora hogoro no nyina no omo na eye eno so kora akoda nchen a enoma bi ho adesuafo betua ho ka enkrata ahodo betua ka equipment ahodo devices ahodo eno nso betua ka ye wo senka tachiman krobo nurse and midwifery training college na ho no ebebo moden a provide sa no ma wotua ho ka ma wo mo no eno nso so na akwai se boachi bidin yi adom emma enti adusuafo no hu se wo so osi monten na oye oye kire chinchirinchi na areho samba ko a ifiri oye kire na na adusuafo no eye wo mu ni se aposifo osi monten kire adusuafo no bi ewo saa oye kire na ekoso wo hwe brikatanta na aposifo bi ede egu adusuafo iso ene ho anamuntu a empanin sasa dwume da yesiwura na no anase wani samu a wani nyaw na wonhwe nyaw nso nti yenhwe video ni kakramra ewie enti sa wote she must go na chese principal wo ho oye oba wono na obo ne tuja se na dwuma oye enso ni na nkon kan na ma dusuafo no bre se bebru yenim se nka omo mo te she ridie beka se nka te se de omo tifi apepepe na nso we de te se de afi kura no mo senior ha na junior high omo ana e pretwitwie na enoma hodo nso betu aka ehu enoma ane aka de enoma no se oye de wonsa ahyebo ase na mentu fansa no makode brese mfiri ho na afi memfa mmra sunwane bebia odwa woso na ana odwa woso na efro sunwaye no sunwane nkuru nkuma ne nkuru bia etwa ne ho ahia ya ebiye aturonie ebiye baakoni aba ebiye fiepre ne ho kronba na aturonie na mede wo kwa akogina eho eye kuru baako a ewo sunwane east municipality num na yankasa yenim sade a Ghana mampani ene Ghana fo nyina yakoma enyoso se galamsey ebaji ntire ho Ghana montane ne mro no so ne senti na ye woku bi a yapa wo ko ati agaramsey ya to ondin se nan musufo na nananom a waturo ni se be eburu se oyefunu ye we ya na se wamfe oso ya na obi ehu se won so oyefunu ye we ya ade ba ko ohu ni se nipa bi age ensuo ba ku bi a ewo aturoni mpotamu ho aboso ofra ne genegene na se nsuo yi esom won se wonye nsupa no mefrim na wasan so nya anwene efrim no eduru bre ya e wosa nananom ya amamre ne amane nso a ensukro na aboa won ema amamre ne amane na woye no nso itumi gina brane nanso eni chebi no hu se enkrofo bi de excavators ne chamfan ahodo akosi nsuo hu a galamsey na woye the sentu we di kan tutumrika edeko regional minister ye bono regional minister ononyafo Joseph Akobo ade nim se de yekoso ni if they say minister no affairs ni bo se obehwe amagalamsey otumi akon etu ase ama bibia nso etumi akon kan enu achi no sanso de koto apoisifo owo ho ompanimfo ne nkwadaa wo ho nyina anim afi national security for wono betumi ahwe aboa magalamsey no kono etumi gina brane empanimfo echire mo otu sa na mo ne nyina na enso so se regional minister mechire bono mantemu so afo wante ne nka wo hu biu obra okodu no ne office obisa na wo so ne onim ho hwe oye course ahodo ene no achi wante ne nka biu apoisifo nso anka onim se babambo mu nso a wonom na ehwema bibia tumi gina brane no wonom nso anka hwe amo wan tutasumpo amfa ho ekwada nchan nso a national security for nso so entu anamon bia echese gala no a mpanimfo wo troni ho ba mpanimfo anim de beto omanim no omo hye ama bibia tumi akonkan ne senti de omo nso betumi aya ne se anka ne no na nananom asrafo eya honhom ne atumi ahodo a wote nsuo mu aboso mu ensuo ene me ya ahodo mu ne senti sa akoba se adasa bi nipa bi waje atroni nsuo aboso se wade beye illegal mining a friend galamsey na otu hu ana monde dan aban nanso aban empanimfo ne aban na musifo ahodo owo bono mantem mu etitire sunwan krupo mu na so mu bia emo ho wa na de omo nso betumi aya na so obefa shnap obefa nsan gufam na afei wafre nananom tumi ewo nsu ahodo mu abosom ahodo mu enua ne mmotan ahodo mu se won so regina brane na dasani bia asa biburu ne nsa wom a wo hwa magalamsey akoso ma nsu abesai ye nim se micro ne cyanide ajejeje nsu mu afa ye benno ma bi wu na mofra bi di dem de a enye na yeso obi so entonsa enfenhye ne busu fonti nananom se ene abosom yi odi awon hye sa ankrofo ne nsa na yenhwe ho video mra
Uba be campaign say na matie. Jafra ampi Jafra na baba be campaign. 2 years is just at the corner. Baba be campaign okroma biema na. And this university kro be campaign biem. Wa be okroma ha. Muba nya ma na ba sire de bom ho ba. Sansuo a ye kan ye frɛ no amomabran. Atuni nsase nya twa ho ahia. Ekobota no mo ntotoro so. Abɛɛbo nsa ene ne nan mu nie. Ene nkɔfo bia bɛhyɛ gyengyene. Ye ka gyengyene a nye brekum gyengyene. Bisa gyengyene fo mfiri brekum na bɛgye asase wɔ na nato ne hene wɔ. Di wa ufiri baabi a bɛgye asase no. Ye de saa di na ye dai ato asase so na wote so. Nti so koma kumase fo jase omu nyina so wɔ a ye from mu so agroup om so wɔ. Ena ayimom brekum ayimom so wɔ hɔ. Nso nyina wɔ atoni asase so. Baabi a ufiri ba ye na obetena nti echi. Ye hwɛ amomaya a ye ni aye. Ye nkura ase fo bɛdɛn. Bɛdɔm agom koko so. Bɛdɔm adidi. Bɛdɔm kɔfo mo nya bi anom. Amampanyini mama so bɛdam sei. Anse ye tie wachi obi atum ama ne mfi aduonu. Saa garam se na bi na ekɔ so wɔ saa gyengyene hɔ. Wadaroma yɛmpɛsɛ akina bibi besi sa atoniefo. Yɛhwɛ wa akosi nyambo a adwoda wantu anama wa yɛbɛtu ntasu kɔkɔ akyerɛ aban no. Bisa aban ma adwumayɛfo no ebi ewom. Regional minister aboni yabɔ no wama. MP wama. Police panyini wama. Wani yɛmfa nkɔbɔ asɛw no. Yapim so bia. Asiesie no sɛ mo anya de a efiri na nkosi dwara de. Ekwan nyina bɛ brɔko no. Na mbo kuye nyina wɔ ha. Ekwan yɛ kɔka nya ase bɛ brɔko no. Ekosunwan yɛ bɛ brɔko no. Ɛna mo nkra ma sojafoɔ ne ma polisifo yɛ ready yɛ bɛtwa mo. Efiri na de kuro no mantu na mo amansuo we ani ante. Anka asɛm papa bi ankyerɛ ama yɛ nkura asefo na anya yɛ hawa yɛ ha yɛ wura. Dewi se na polisem da ko to so mienu. Ensa bɛn ne kura sa galamse enum. Andisi fo ensa bɛn ne kura galamse enum. Regional minister ensa bɛn ne kura galamse enum. Police panyin ensa bɛn. MP ensa bɛn. Makwase sa tutrafoɔ. Desem kura asefo ni bi. Entimi ntire kura hɔ. Wo kan esi ebekum. Am ya threaten nipa ni bi am ya case. Police panyin anka ho hwe bɛpem nnɛ. Apem fo na wo bɛwa akra na ba ku no ne nsa ba ku no. Enam galamse chemicals ya gu nsuo mu nti. Madawuma enne kosi dwada aban na nka bibi regional minister ntua na maw police panyin na ye ba ye na oka se busum ni mukuro mu no enne ye ka kire ne se panyin bia wagye sa galamse sika mu bia no obefe adwuma taade na hye no ne yire ntimi nwuro ne man ntimi nwuro afi so hye nko badua si wagye sika no bia bebɔ ne dua police panyin oka sa kire yen ban wadauma galamse na kwaso no afi na nkosi kira no wawuo mpia ho piram pia ho afidia ni nsɛn wo bia wagye sika bia wagu anim ase oba tan wagu anim ase no fina no wali na busua ofia sika no bakɔ no piano bia di wadauma police man nyina sika no bia fina no regional minister sika no bia fina no bia na sika no bia fina no national gita bia gena fina no ampi no wagye bia fina no yɛnso betima yɛ yɛnso betima yɛ ama yɛ kadoma yɛ uma wadauma dia gisika awa galamse we akwaso wa gyengyere no kire utumi ma hu se wo ya ma bena mpa
na chese mpenensa se biebru de kwa atene ba atene gina ono ya atentro do enjira nanom wo aturoni traditional area na bere weni abre a onom ebodua entese enti duabo de yide ye pass wan kasa otibi na wode to nsani mo otim sampa na nanom ani abre papa na ne krakra no mpenensa ye de adidie ma se biebru nyansafo no wokodurufo ne sanje so obesunwane a ohim popra no wo hwa na ofre no na bosoma so nkrabi otoso enan ana oyesunwan man hene bro ko ne krachi no se wope de obeso na ne sekan mu ni tuo mu ye se adrebu obegupom se tutu a isibe mabono na eni na ko yenyan kakra ne santi ema atena nkonwa no etena ase pegya ohene ba ko a ene ye tu didin se odefo oje amansan boahe kokwa otoso bienu Enochi ena sunya ma ahema na akosu adua so sika bra yi nso so opa wo foforo se ono ena o me yesunya hene enam so ma asemi ye nsem bebre nsama nko ne nsama mba asam no koduru National House of Chiefs said e be ya mpanifo betumi antena ase asem no pomasibre na the odi kampeja na of otu ne din say therefore je amansan bo ahekoko isan se na onhye da nimu se ono no ahempopre ne nyina ne se ho nkratasem gazette ne ho krone ba entimi nimu nti na amana nan na muntu ne ne ye bi mo ho ase bebru ewum se na ufra ntema ekọ adwabo ase de nanso isan se na gazette ne ho krone ba ma ye nti na akwaye boache bidin na enura enano ya wada ena etse se afede asem na ekopi mu ewo National House of Chiefs na National House of Chiefs nso so hwe ama bibia atumi akonkan ma asumdue atumi abasunwa ma sunwanfo nyina atumi no ma sunwie buo mu no therefore je amansan bwan kokoto so mienu afi ya yekasa ide wagazete no ya achese no ebeye enigesem edema wona na ota ohene achi bekasa wona na ota ohene achi a because of say na ahene mu apa mienu ohema wone de na atena nkonwa no nso so wone de nti na na se kire no the sense ye kasa ide basabasa ebiansi ye nanso so ye hwe akire de bitumi afiri mu aba se beye papa ana ye beye bone ye de ani kurutwa isi bedi akire nanso ye de ye atiasefo a ye papa ide na papa anim na ye hwe se befiri ohene nsem ana so ohema ya ono nso so apa obi foforo yi nsem na madama osonfo JP nimo nana nimo akrapimbafo aginnodua beto nkrafri bono ene bono puye wonsama hodo a agintire wo manten ene mmoro no so a na wi na nakrakra no odwede amponya nkropo besa ya adom a abonofo odwumadi bi a wato ne dinsa mekobono na afempi menu ne aduonu nsia mekire 2026 so aye ne se ebetwa agu akoso ewo His Royal Majesty Ohimpon Dr. Yabu Asuama a woye atebu manhene wane ne nkrufo enanso ewa atebu ya nananom egusu a woye ahoboa na afi mekobono ne de ese pani behwe ebeye kama pa efrise afi etwa mu no nanka His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ono ankasa betitia ne chacha mu aba nanso briche kese ebo ya yanka bia nhye hu se helicopter empanimfo ana mpanimfo oguso de nam okote toye no ena wantumi ama na mom o se afi de se bibone bi ansi a ese odnanim na ne onya ba beta adwumadi e wo fra no mekobo ne achi e wa atebu na wiye ni manawroma
Yana Yahweh, oh, Zayana Yahweh, oh, Zayana way, oh, Zayana Yahweh. Yo, listen, man. My name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Kwesi back when the occasion calls for it. You are watching iCulture TV. Keep it locked. iCulture TV. Africa. From African perspective.
Andra was 1st August 2026. Now, Andra na idea say Ghana nimtuni a wajidi ni amensa arura Shatawale ekopiemo ewo ayeke edi media ni atun Sata first edi course before sana program never be course no na idea say take it no sold out na Shatawale take it sold out na Andra
program no end me amba so due to one or two reasons the kuba yin na say enra Ghana for a war a UK Ghana for a free diaspora ebe pm UK to support us near Mensa Shatawale and my shatter first it's me baso a war a Ghana party at the park now enra be the end me amba so ni nyina say stampede e call so and I'm so my a year allegedly and just say nipa be mienu ana just say o mo prepare mo dempa ma kika ka ho no and so be mo prepare but nipa mienu there o mo dey very serious because na park no so a enti nipa na egichi akọ program na se no ebusia na just say enya sam keto akra and na Ghana for diaspora ne abrofo no nyina show massive love na the church has ni ama Mensa Shatawale but now say na crowd ni doors into no security a war e be to just say omo allow Emma Jumedi no content no na nkasa no the first of the year August 2026 no but before equally program no off and so e were UK e Montes Shatawale be kasa e be mo videos to say Ghana for be my stranded na be mo ntimi nya kwan enko wura a year premises one man as a park and so enko enjoy e Jumedi no
You be legend. You be legend.
No. So, Ghana, just have to know the bride of Shatawale, that's all.
So are we doing something here for the fans?
Yeah, we're going to do something for the fans, man. I'm so sorry whatever happened, but you know, God bless everybody for coming in. I feel so sad, you know, with whatever has happened. I love you guys, man. We're going to have it, yeah?
We're going to do it.
A stampede which led to quite a lot of people getting hurt, and for that reason and for public safety it has to be shut down, man. I appreciate it's not ideal, a lot of people made a lot of journeys, paid good money for this, so I think if you had paid any money for this, it would be for the organisers to obviously arrange any refunds, contact them, okay? So I'll just ask when you see the sign emergency exit, just to proceed over there, okay? Thank you. Alright, thank you guys.
You be legend.
No. So, Ghana, you just have to know the bride of Shatawale, that's all.
So are we doing something here for the fans?
Yeah, we're going to do something for the fans, man. I'm so sorry whatever happened, but you know, God bless everybody for coming in. I feel so sad, you know, with whatever has happened. I love you guys, man. We're going to have it, yeah?
We're going to do it.
A stampede which led to quite a lot of people getting hurt, and for that reason and for public safety it has to be shut down, man. I appreciate it's not ideal, a lot of people made a lot of journeys, paid good money for this, so I think if you had paid any money for this, it would be for the organisers to obviously arrange any refunds, contact them, okay? So I'll just ask when you see the sign emergency exit, just to proceed over there, okay? Thank you. Alright, thank you guys. It's gone, man. There's been a massive accident, a stampede, which led to quite a lot of people getting hurt, and for that reason and for public safety it has to be shut down, man. I appreciate it's not ideal, a lot of people made a lot of journeys, paid good money for this, so I think if you had paid any money for this, it would be for the organisers to obviously arrange any refunds, contact them, okay? So I'll just ask when you see the sign emergency exit, just to proceed over there, okay? Thank you. Alright, thank you guys.
You be legend. You be legend.
No. So, Ghana, just have to know the bride of Shatawali. That's all.
So are we doing something here for the fans?
Yeah, we're gonna do something for the fans, man. I'm so sorry whatever happened, but you know, God bless everybody for coming, and I feel so sad, you know, with whatever has happened. But I love you guys, man. We're gonna have it. Yeah,
we're gonna do it.
Blood.
Yeah.